Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on the Boss Rush Network. I am not the enlightened, excited Eddie V. I'm your host, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me tonight, I've brought in backup. I brought in the big guns. This is PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, everybody, what's poppin'?
Noted Nintendo lover, as they say on the internet.
Yeah, I love all things Ninty.
Yep, you sure do. You sure do. By the way, speaking of all things Nintendo, shout out to Brian Shea from Game Informer. His Nintendo podcast is called All Things Nintendo.
Oh,
and it's pretty good.
Interesting.
So, anyways, not super important. I just enjoy that show, and he's a nice fellow. The couple times I've met him. So, LeRon, how are you?
Pretty well. I actually wait. We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this on Boss Rush podcast when we recorded Wednesday night. But I have an ear infection.
We did not talk about it on the podcast. You mentioned it when we were done recording.
Yeah. I have an ear infection. I've been on antibiotics for like the last couple of days here. They gave me an entire week's worth of antibiotics, so I got to take them all. And like my stomach is wrecked already.
This sounds riveting.
Despite me taking it with food.
Sounds amazing. You know, I almost feel bad, sort of. But yeah, man, I've just been trying to get stuff ready for Miles' birthday party this weekend because
he's turning 4 now, right?
5.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Time is flying.
5.
Time is flying.
Yeah, it's something. 5 is something. We're having a Ninja Turtle themed party tomorrow. So
nice.
After I bought him all Power Ranger stuff for his birthday because he wanted Power Rangers, and then he wanted a Ninja Turtle party. So
I'm almost jealous.
You should be. I am. I don't get any birthday parties.
You're his dad. Like you being there, and
I mean,
your son having a Ninja Turtle themed birthday party basically gave you an excuse to nerd the hell out.
Dude, I'm turning 40 this year. I'm having my own Ninja Turtle party when I So, anyways, like I said, this is Nintendo Pow Block, your Nintendo podcast for the week. Also, just like Edward, to miss an important episode. LeRon, congratulations. You're on the 10th anniversary episode.
Get out. Get out. And I'm not wearing sleeves tonight too. Wow, man.
I know.
Get out.
Nintendo Pow Block officially launched its first episode of the first iteration of the show on March 30th, 2016.
Oh my.
It is 17 minutes long. Me and my friend Joey Pease talked about Twilight Princess for almost 20 minutes. That iteration lasted 4 episodes, by the way. It ended at the end of April, and then Ed and I started back up in June, I think. So,
well,
yep.
Well.
Good times.
Well, how's it feel?
It's time to end, dude. It's time to hang it up. It's time to retire.
Are you for real? Are you for real?
No, I'm not.
You're not for real. I was like, you can't be for real. Don't even do this. Don't even try it.
Yeah, right. Ed would hunt me down, and I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, like,
do a whole episode on Snack Tendo, and I can't do that.
Well, I mean, you can retire. Doesn't mean he has to retire.
I know. He would find a way to do it without me. It's fine. People are here for him anyway. Not here for me.
Yeah.
Look, as somebody told me on Xbox Casuals or Tower Casuals or one of the Casuals episodes we recorded a couple weeks ago, we don't need more straight white people talking about video games. That's what they say.
Those people are.
I didn't say it. They did.
Sometimes you just got to wonder.
It's fine. it was funny. I like comments sometimes from people I don't know that are just like the most ridiculous comments.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before, LeRon. Like comments are just so, unless they're like fans that we recognize or know or whatever, like comments are just stupid. And like
they are, yeah.
So, we've talked about the having thick skin when you're on the internet and like how this stuff just needs to bounce off of you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny though, some of them. But speaking of comments, we have a lot of questions tonight from the audience. We have a lot of topics of conversation. There's a lot of games coming out this week. It sure doesn't seem like PAX is taking anything away from Nintendo news this week. I'm just telling you that. I hope everybody out there is having fun at PAX East. If you're watching live, if not, hope you had fun. You can go to bossrush.net to see all the coverage that the team is working on from PAX. There's a couple interviews. There's quite a few indie game news stories. There's all kinds of stuff on there. So shout out to the team. Shout out to Lasby. We don't shout out Lasby enough. We need to do a better job of shouting out Lasby. But
yeah, we do.
He does a lot of work for that website, or to the website, to make sure it runs smoothly and runs at all. So the only thing we need is for WordPress to get back with me on why these draft pages look like garbage and instead of just like a plain white screen. So chop WordPress. To be fair, I have looked to moving the website off of WordPress, but it would take way too much work and it's way too expensive. So we're not going to.
Understandable.
Whatever. It's fine. LeRon.
Yeah, what's up?
We have several segments on this show, unlike the Boss Rush podcast, where we just kind of go do it however we want. We're going to get into the opening segment that we like to call Snacktendo. Ed usually goes, Snacktendo, and he punches the air, does it real exciting like, and then I'll say, well, Ed, I had pizza for dinner tonight. It was a barbecue chicken pizza. It was very good. And that's the extent of my Snacktendo. And then Ed usually goes on some sort of super snack monologue that, I don't know, people seem to like. The segment's still here. This segment's been around for almost 200 episodes. As someone who's been going through a lot of old episodes of Nintendo Pow Block on recently, it's been around for like 200 episodes. Like, dang, it's a long time.
Yeah, that's amazing though. I'm just gonna say that.
For who? Who's it amazing for?
For I don't know who. For whoever wants to whoever wants to take credit for it. I don't know.
I mean, it's the credit is Ed's. It's not mine. Have you been snacking on anything interesting, LeRon? Do you still have that Big Barrel gummy bears under your desk?
No, not right now. No. As a matter of fact, I just got through crushing. I just got through crushing one of those giant tubs of Starburst jelly beans because Costco has like the big thing, the big canister of them for like $10.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. Yeah, but no, I did not eat them all in like 3 days. I ate them all in like a week.
Awesome, nice.
Because I do have a little bit of self-control, a little bit,
not much, yeah. A little bit.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome. Love that. I also had a couple Oreos for dessert. 3 to be exact. Not real Oreos though. The Aldi brand Benton's chocolate sandwich cookies is what they're called. I gotta tell you, they're not as good as Oreos. But what sandwich cookie is as good as an Oreo, LeRon? You tell me. I'll wait.
Actually, no, I can't. I can't think of anything because I'm a lemon Oreos guy.
A lemon?
Yeah, the lemon golden Oreos, the lemon cream golden Oreos.
One of those people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've gotten to a point now where like the I do love the well, not the traditional, but I do like the double stuff, the regular double stuff Oreos. But I have this problem where I I eat so much of them in one sitting that it makes my teeth hurt. So, but the lemon cream ones, I can eat those all freaking day, and nothing bothers my teeth.
Mm. Okay. Okay. If you say so.
Mm.
Lemon, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that right now, but that's just me.
Hey, at least I didn't say the peanut butter Oreos because I like those too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a peanut butter guy though. So
I know, you don't like peanut butter. I
I
know.
know. I suck. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I just can't. Peanut butter, man. Here's the thing. I do like honey peanut butter on toast, but that's about it. That's it.
Kinda weird. Kinda
I
weird.
know. I know I'm weird. LeRon, we've established this. I'm weird. I've been doing a podcast with Ed for 10 years. I'm weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, well, that was a riveting Snacktendo segment, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get into
Maybe
playing with
maybe
power.
maybe it'll be more exciting next week.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure Ed'll take 45 minutes talking about every single crumb of food he had at PAX. He's probably diligently writing it down and
Good
making
luck,
sure he doesn't miss a thing.
good luck, have fun.
So, I'll just, pause my screen on me looking like I'm, like I'm paying attention, and then I'll go to the bathroom or I don't know, make a sandwich or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I know people at work who, when they're on, when they're on Skype calls or Zoom calls or whatever, they
Yeah.
actually have it programmed to make them like looking like they're working, like a looping video.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of funny.
I've never done that myself, despite, me being an IT guy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. No names though. Don't want to get anybody in trouble. It's not me
Oh,
though.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
It's not
don't name
me.
names. Don't name names.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into playing with power. LeRon, are you playing anything? Because I have quite a few things to talk about since we recorded this show last.
Oh, I mean, the only thing I'm currently playing right now that's of any consequence to anybody is I'm trying to round out Front Mission 3. Like, because you wrote me into this recording, I said I would have a beat by the next time we recorded, but because you wrote me into this recording before I had a full week, I'm
Hey,
still playing Front Mission 3.
hey, hey,
The
hey, hey,
The
hey,
Front Mission
hey.
3 remake, by the way.
You can leave if you want.
I can?
I didn't rope you in here.
I can? Okay. So long, everybody.
Bye. Look at this guy, hater. Nintendo hater. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm currently playing Front Mission 3. I'm in the probably the last like 10% of the game. Well, no, I don't want to say 10% because it's been a while since I played it back when it was a brand new game on PlayStation. So I cannot remember for sure how much further I have to go, but I know I'm in like the last leg of the game now. So it's just a thing. It's just that thing. If you guys have heard me on various other podcasts over the past like years, I've been getting every single Front Mission game that's been getting the remake treatment. I skipped getting Front Mission 3 remake on the Switch because I wanted to get the PC version for this one. I got Front Mission 1 and 2 on Switch, and then I double dipped and bought them again, which I'm a crazy person, you know. Double dip, bought them again when they came out on PC, you know. But
Mhm.
yeah, but Front Mission 3 is my favorite of the Front Mission games, even with finally getting a chance to play Front Mission 1 and 2, like actually localized, and actually translated in English and available for us, readily available for us, in the West. Front Mission 3 is my favorite one so far. I'm hoping Front Mission 4 gets a remake treatment, but I don't know. I feel like they're only gonna go but so far. I think we're only gonna get I feel like I have this feeling they're only gonna get the trilogy, and then everybody's on their own for Front Mission 4, which actually was on PS2, and everybody's gonna be on their own for Front Mission 5, which never came out to the States, but that was also on the PS2. But yeah, I'm loving the game. I told you, Corey, that I plan on only beating one of the actual scenarios in the game. I'm currently playing the Elisa scenario, which basically, uh, it's named Elisa because like her brother is the main character, and there's a fracturing point in the game where you can either go to rescue your sister, Elisa, or you can investigate the mystery, the overall overarching mystery that's going on with this game with the game. Um, and you diverge from you're still looking for her, but you don't link up with her directly in the game. In that mission until like the very end. The scenario I'm in, like you basically reunite with her like in the fourth mission. So yeah, versus the 45th mission in the other scenario.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, tactical RPG, which everybody knows. Like anybody who's seen me before on Pow Block knows I love tactical RPGs. Um, Tactical RPG, sci-fi futuristic with mechs and stuff like that. So right up my alley. And yeah, who'd think I'd be having a blast playing this game 20 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I was saying, like I'm only committing to one campaign right now because even though I would like to just fully complete the game, I have games in my backlog I need to get on, particularly Monster Hunter Stories 2, which I never finished. So I can actually like pull money out of my wallet and buy Front Mission 3 and get started on Monster Hunter Stories 3. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, overall, like I'm having a lot of fun playing Front Mission 3 remake. It's been really good to get back into this game. This is not my second time playing this, not at all. As a matter of fact, this is probably like my seventh time playing it because like I played it I played it a couple of times when it was young, fresh, and new on PlayStation on the PS1. And then when it came to the PlayStation Store for the PSP, of course I bought it again.
Of
But
course you did.
yeah, it was only $10 though, so it wasn't like I was spending a whole heap of money right there. And then when the Nintendo Vita came out, played it again, and yeah, so like this is
The
more like
Nintendo Vita?
that's like Nintendo Vita. I meant the PlayStation Vita. See,
Yeah.
I read the banner saying Nintendo Pow Block, and so I was like Nintendo Vita. Yeah, no, hey Nintendo, maybe that's the next name for your next handheld.
Hmm. We'll see. The Switch 2 Vita Lite
Yeah.
XL.
Yeah, but I would recommend anybody that's out there watching and or listening. If you haven't tried Front Mission and you like games like Final Fantasy Tactics, but you want something a little bit different, that's in a sci-fi setting, with just some really interesting scenarios going on, check it out. Check it out. You know,
Nice.
and it
Yeah,
is it is
I,
available. It
I
is available on Switch. It's only available on Switch, but of course, you can play it on Switch too. But I'm playing the PC version.
yeah, I just actually downloaded the first one recently
Mhm.
because I think I'm going to play that now that I've finished. I was trying to figure out like what to play next after Metroid 2,
Mhm.
and I wanted something like RPG-ish kind of, but I was like kind of want to play Fire Emblem, but I don't know if I want to start another Fire Emblem game right now.
Oh,
And
I for real recommend it though.
um and so I was like, oh, LeRon's been talking about Front Mission. Maybe I'll just play that.
Yeah.
So
No, for real, I
that seems like
recommend it.
what's next. Um, is that it? Is
Yeah,
that what you?
that's it. That's the only thing of consequence right now. That's the only new current game I'm playing because like everything else I'm playing is kind of old. I mean, so I don't want to waste everybody's time talking about Tekken 8 tonight. I don't.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. But
Yeah,
you know, I mean, Tekken 8, it's your jam.
it is. It is.
So
Yeah, that's everything I've been playing.
nice. Well, LeRon, since the last time I recorded this program,
Mhm.
this podcast, this here live show, I have beaten not one but two Metroid games. Aren't you proud of me, LeRon?
I am, and these are games you've never played before. Am I right?
Well, I've played Zero Mission, so I finally finished Zero Mission.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't know why. I knew you played I knew you played and beat Zero Mission.
Yeah. Well, I've never
Oh,
beaten Zero Mission
you
until
never
now, but I've
beat
I've
it.
I've played a lot of it. I just, you know how I get with Metroid games. When I get lost, I'm like, I'm done. I
Uh,
quit. I'm done. I'm lost. Don't know where to go. But I have now finished Metroid Zero Mission
mhm.
and Metroid 2, The Return of Samus, not the 3DS remake, the Game Boy game.
Okay.
Oh man, look, let me tell you. Let me start with Zero Mission real quick because we did talk about it on the Boss Rush podcast, but I love that game, man. It is one of the prettiest, most faithful remakes of a game, and the content they add is just enough to push it over the edge. Is like, man, this is the definitive version of the first Metroid game.
Mhm.
Um, I absolutely loved it. I thought I was trying to go back and do more of the map unlocks before I finished the game, right?
Mhm.
And like I just ended up at the end of the game somehow, just without even trying, really. Uh, and it said you finished the game, and I'm like, oh, but I want.
Those things happen.
I mean, I was fine with it. I'm like, cool, I beat it. I can check this off the list. Wasn't really done playing, you know. Uh, So I moved on. I couldn't decide what to play next, and I'm like, you know what? I should just muscle my way through that Game Boy game because you have to kill like 38 or 39 Metroids, right? That's not a lot. You just make your way through and you kill them, and
Did
then
you did you really say that's not a lot?
yeah, it's not a lot. Um, let me tell you, I booted up, all right, and it goes into the nasty yellow on green screen like the Game Boy, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, oh no, I forgot. I forgot this game is on the Game Boy, even though you have to go into the Game Boy app on the Switch, right? So I boot out of it, and I'm like, I don't want to play this game if I have to play it in the green nasty version. But then you go to the filters, right?
Mhm.
I put it on pixel perfect mode. And I'm like, okay, great, pixel perfect mode, and then it gives you the option to play it either in Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, or Game Boy Color mode.
You picked Game Boy Color mode, right?
Of course I did. You know why I picked Game Boy Color mode? You know why I'm glad I did?
Why?
Because the creator of Metroid also worked on the Game Boy Color. And if you're playing Game Boy games on the Game Boy Color, one of the color palettes is a Metroid specific color palette.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm playing it in the Metroid color palette,
Mhm.
and it looks great.
Mm.
It looks pretty much just like the original Metroid, but uh also thank God for maps online. I've been using the maps from Omega Metroid, which is a Metroid fan site, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, and it has helped immensely me trying to figure out where I'm at.
Oh, that's good.
Um, I was doing the thing where like I would go to an area, and then if I felt like I was getting lost, I would go back to the go back to Samus's ship and then just make my way back down again, so I could learn the map a little bit.
You know what? I don't think you're the only person that's ever done that.
Um, but I was in the final area, and I'm like, I'm just gonna blast through this. And so I have to say the Omega Metroids, like the fourth, well, I guess it would be like the third sized Metroids that kind of look like, no, it's the fourth, because there's like the normal kind of like floating ones, and then there's like the ones that turn in, like they kind of look like alien hornets. And then there's
Yeah,
like the dinosaur looking
that's
ones, and then
the dinosaur looking hold on. You know what? Oh,
there's the larger dinosaur looking ones, which are the Omega Metroids, and then there's the or not, maybe they're the Zeta Metroids, and then the Omega Metroid is like the last one, right? The final one. um
okay, here we go.
Man, I actually had a lot of fun playing this game, like a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have. uh there are a few quirks, right? I mean, obviously it's a game from 1980, 1990, right?
Mm.
But the fact that like you go through and you have to like, if you need a specific weapon, you have to go back and get it if you've switched weapons.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like keep the ice beam or like the wave beam. You have to go find it and, you know, pick it up again.
Mm.
Luckily in the second to last area, there's like this secret kind of alcove where all of the weapons are. So you just kind of go into one of the missile doors and go get it,
Yeah.
essentially. Um, it's also a great place to regain health because there's these robots that are kind of flying around and they're the ones that drop the heavy, like the big health orbs, like the 20-point ones.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
uh,
Okay. While you were talking about that, I had to look up the Metroid life cycle. Okay. So the larval Metroids, those are the ones that we actually saw in like the original Metroid game. The ones that
mhm,
you basically ice beam and then just tear them a new one with missiles. The first stage after that is the Alpha Metroid. That's the one that looks like the Hornet. It's got the little stinger or whatever. But yeah, that's
mhm.
and then you got the Gamma, which looks like spiders. But I can't remember. Do they float in this game or do they
They
attack on the
fly. They fly around. They all fly.
Oh yeah. Wait, even the Zeta and the Omega?
The Zeta ones do. Uh, the Omega one just kind of like blobs.
Okay. Obviously, like this, obviously, like what we wind up getting in like Metroid Fusion, for example, because Metroid
Hmm.
Fusion has Metroids in there, and like when we get to the Omega and the Zeta Metroids, like yeah, they don't fly, they're bipedal and they just come at you.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's they fly. They definitely fly in this one, and they chase you. And
Oh yeah,
it
they
sucks.
definitely chase you.
The thing that sucks too is like when you are like fighting one and you feel like you're wasting too many missiles, and then they knock you out into the doorway that you came into,
Yep, and then
and like it like,
they reset.
resets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, are you kidding me? Are you joking? So that's not fun always, but uh it is what it is, I guess. I really did enjoy it though. Like I kind of want to jump into Super Metroid now, honestly. Like I'm in the mood for Metroid, man.
Oh man,
I,
it's nice you're doing this Metroid run back.
yeah. It's nice too because they're not very long games
Uh-huh.
either, right? Especially if you have a map and you know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Um so it's kind of nice to like blow through them all like this, but
Mhm.
I'm having a blast and yeah, I'm ready to play Super Metroid. I've never played it before, so uh
It is amazing to hear.
I've
You never played Super Metroid. Super Metroid is in like the top 5, if not the top 3
I
all-time Super Nintendo games.
anything on Super Nintendo I've probably never played.
Why is that?
I never had a Super Nintendo and then I never really went back.
Uh-huh.
I have a few like for some games I like my friend had a Super Nintendo, so we would always play Super Nintendo games over there, but it was always like
Mhm.
Mario World, Mario Kart, Ninja Turtles, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was never like these obviously single player style games. So like I've never played A Link to the Past either. So that's next on my list too.
You know what? I'm gonna be nice tonight. I'm gonna be nice.
Please do. Don't hurt me.
I'm gonna be nice.
I my
'Cause
goal
my god.
this is a backlog filler year for me, LeRon. Okay.
I guess it is.
I'm hitting the franchises that I've never like really finished. I'm hitting the major games in my backlog that I've never played
Uh-huh.
or never beaten.
Okay.
There's all the 2D Metroids and all the 2D Zelda games are on there. So
Ah.
except for Link's Awakening.
Mhm.
So those are all on my list right now. Um, so those are kind of the major ones. I've played all the 2D Zelda games. I just like I don't know. There's something about going back to the 2D Zelda games that I just like. I don't know, man. I don't know, but uh, Yeah, I don't know. There's something about playing through these Metroid games. I'm like, man,
In all seriousness,
it clicked. There was a point during Zero Mission where it's like it clicked for me. I'm like, yeah, I understand why people like these games now.
yeah.
Like, I understand why these are so appealing.
In all seriousness, the 2D Metroids are honestly, in my opinion, like the way to play Metroid. Nothing's wrong against Metroid Prime. Like I actually like the Prime series for the most part. I mean, I'm still having my thing right now with Metroid Prime 4, but
We have a question about Metroid Prime 4 later, LeRon.
Okay. I will try to reserve my thoughts for it then.
We also have news about 2D Metroids, LeRon, which we'll get to also.
Okay.
So this is a good week for you to be on, LeRon.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it.
So, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. I mean, I've been playing Marathon also, and I played some of the new Mario Wonder stuff today with my son. Man, dude, they got to work on these names. Do you know what the full name of this re-release of Mario Wonder is?
No.
The full name?
No.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Meetup at Bella Bell Park.
Okay.
How you feel now, LeRon?
Mentally exhausted.
Oh, man. LeRon, I forgot to tell you. There's one game that I forgot to tell you that I started playing again.
What game is this?
Disney Dreamlight Valley, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Free upgrade today.
I could have done without knowing that.
No, you couldn't, dude. It runs at a buttery smooth 40 frames a second. It's not really that smooth, but the lighting and the texture packs that are on the Xbox Series X version are now in the Switch 2 version, which makes me excited. They're not like tree is green blob texture. The draw distance is more than 20 feet away. Oh, look, the sun actually gives you light. Those sorts of things, like things that normal games have had in them for 25 years.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good times though. I had to share that.
If you say so.
I had to share that with you. Look, man, Wally needed my help. Okay, he needed me to make a trash can lid out of out of trash.
Well, I'm hoping my technical difficulties are done now.
Yeah, we'll find out. It's fine. I don't really care. Live stream doesn't care either. Ed cares. Ed's glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm actually glad I'm here tonight too.
I am too. It's been Here's the thing, LeRon. Before we get into family news, there was a time where you were on this show like every other week for like 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
In like the 280 range, somewhere in there. 270-ish range.
Yeah, I was kind of a fixture.
It was when Monster Hunter Rise was kind of big.
Yeah.
And you came on. You and Grayson were on a lot during that time, actually.
Oh, yeah, I missed that guy. Where's Grayson at these days?
He's at PAX right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he's at PAX right now.
So yeah, anyways, let's dive into this news. Family news. This is the big news stories of the week here for the world of Nintendo. LeRon, big news this week. Everything's getting more expensive, except for Nintendo first-party digital games.
Yeah,
are going down in price by $10. Nintendo is planning to price Nintendo Switch 2 games differently. Digital versions will now start $10 cheaper than their physical counterparts starting in May with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. The change only affects new first-party 2 Switch games, while older titles will keep the same pricing. Retailers will set their own prices for physical copies, but this is a big shift for Nintendo specifically because they're probably the heaviest physical market out there at the moment. So how do you feel about this? What do you think? You think this is a trend? Do you think this is going to happen? You think the other first parties are going to happen? Which
No,
they're
I don't think the other first parties are gonna do anything like this. As a matter of fact, I think Nintendo once again is just gonna stand alone on a decision like this. But what really bothers me about this whole thing is I think they should have made their well, I understand physical copies, like, it costs more to produce those,
Mhm.
but Nintendo knows their customer base and the culture of their customers and stuff like that. They want physicals even if they're the freaking, like, like the game cards and not and nothing else, you know?
Mhm.
They want tangible proof of a game in their possession. So they should have flipped this, like, digital should have been full price, and as a reward, the physicals should have been the cheaper version, you know? You know,
Mhm.
honestly, it would drive this this move drives more sales no matter what, because yeah, people were complaining about the fluctuation of price with Nintendo games since the Switch 2 came out. Some games are legit $70. Some games have tried to be $90, you know. Like there is some type of craziness going on with Nintendo's pricing scheme and whatnot. And I feel like Nintendo just is doing this hokey pokey type of thing. And what is that?
There's a ghost in LeRon's room now.
Yeah,
He's got technical problems. There's a ghost. There's all
there's like
kinds of things.
there's like this red dot that's blinking, but when I turn around and look, there is no red dot. What is that?
I don't know. I don't see anything, LeRon.
You you
You're pointing it.
don't?
No, I really don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, like I was saying.
The only red dot I see is the one in the corner of your screen that says actual recording is higher quality. So it's the only
Yeah.
red dot I see.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay. So it's actually on my HUD and not in my room because I was legit like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Crisis averted. Alright, back to what I was saying though. Uh, this is gonna boost their sales no matter what. They could have flipped it and physical games been cheaper and they still would have driven more sales. Like because there are people out here who are going to actually jump faster for the cheaper digital sale. Which might be also what's something Nintendo wants to do because people are going to run out there and they're going to buy those proprietary the micro SDs what they call the Express?
Micro SD Express.
Yeah, yeah, and, people are not gonna they're gonna think, like, to not buy the first party ones first. They're gonna buy the first party ones because I guarantee you Walmart's, Best Buys, and all those other electronic stores are gonna have those in bounty in stock, you know?
Yeah, I mean mine was cheap. So, well, cheapish.
I bought,
A lot cheaper than the Nintendo marked ones, I'll tell you that.
I bought, I can't remember, but I did not buy a first party, a proprietary one. I bought, I wanna say bought a SanDisk one.
Yeah, that's the one that I bought.
Yeah.
It was $48, 47.99, I
For what
think.
size?
512 gig.
Do I have a 512 or do I have something do I have
They were like 70 something, but then like Walmart had like this massive sale on them like
Mhm.
a month after the Switch 2 came out. I was like, well, I better get this now. It's never going to be cheaper. So, uh,
Wow, I've barely opened this thing up. I forgot where the damn SD card goes.
I think it's in the
Oh, there it
bottom.
is, there it is, there it is. I found it.
This guy. Oh, LeRon. Never
I
disappoint.
oh, wow, I have a 256. What was I thinking?
You were thinking that those were the only ones available and they were probably dirt cheap.
That's probably what it was. So I will be upgrading this soon.
Um, yeah. Plus, like the internal storage is 256, so that gives you 512, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, don't worry. I still have a 1.5 terabyte one in my Switch One that I keep all my indie games on.
Uh-huh.
So, LeRon's camera's out now.
No, I turned my camera off because
Oh,
I have to make an adjustment to the shorts I'm wearing.
oh, yeah, probably not family friendly for Nintendo podcasts.
I'm trying to spare, like, the sensitive people that are out there.
The sensitive people. Look
Mhm,
at you being
mhm.
all, you know, whatever this is. uh, let's see here. Yeah, so Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, $59.99. I feel like that's the price that game should be anyway. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks
Yeah.
great. It looks amazing, but like $70 for that seems like a punch.
That's a big ask. That's a
Yeah,
big ask, even though we know people are gonna buy it. People are gonna buy it if it came out that price anyway. We know
yeah,
this.
yeah. It's fine though. I will get it though. My son is really into the Yoshi game on Switch One, so we will probably play it together. We're on the final boss, and he refuses to finish it because he thinks if it's over, then it's over. And I'm like, well, if you don't play it, it's also over. So, don't you want to see what happens?
Mhm.
I guess he doesn't want to see Bowser Jr. fail because that's his favorite Nintendo character. So, speaking of Nintendo characters, LeRon, a special someone has shown up in a poster for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I saw.
One,
I saw.
yeah, one Fox McCloud of Star Fox fame.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that was for me, it was unexpected.
yeah, so apparently Fox was in a trailer at some point, like his leg or something, and somebody pointed it out. Like, who is this person? Who is this character? And people were thinking it was Star Fox, but like not confirmed or anything.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they could have waited like 3 days to make this. Like, they could have just waited.
It could have been a very pleasant surprise in the movie.
Yeah, but also like all this stuff is up on IMDb already, and they would have probably
Oh,
seen,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So, but this, Fox McCloud is being voiced by none other than Glen Powell, which I don't know if you saw that video on his Instagram, LeRon, but it's pretty funny. You should watch it. The link to the video is in the show notes. You should watch it. It's funny.
Okay.
It's him knocking over a bunch of character posters, and then he does like a pose with the Star Fox vest on. It's kind of cool. It's kind of funny. So yeah, that's cool. I'm interested to see. People are like, Smash Brothers movie. I'm like, let's slow down, guys. Come on.
Well yeah, I was not in a hurry to go see the movie, until I found out my boy Bowser Jr. is gonna be up in it, and now I gotta go see the movie. You know, uh, I was gonna wait for the home release. 'Cause, I didn't go to theaters to see the first movie, which
Yeah, I didn't either.
I kinda kicked myself because, like, when I watched it at home, I was like, "Oh, man, like, this has turned out better than what I thought it would be," and I was like, "Maybe I should have went to the theater and saw it."
Yeah, I definitely didn't see it in the theater. I'm not really interested in seeing it in the theater. I think that I probably won't see this in the theater, but I do have to say this movie does look much more interesting than the first one, in my opinion.
It does, yeah. It looks like there's a lot more going on for it. It looks like there's a more serious story in there, which not I'm not downplaying like the first movie. The first movie had to the first movie had to do the what it did the way it did, to actually like get people in there, and get future investment for any sequels that may have came out because when you walk out and when you walked out of the theater or you turned off the TV after you watched it, depending on how you watched the movie, you're like, yeah, there's going to be a sequel.
Hmm. Yeah. I saw a bunch of like interviews and stuff with Brie Larson today too. Like
Mhm,
it's funny. She seems like genuinely excited to be in this movie,
mhm.
which is like not everybody's always genuinely excited to be in movies that they're in, but
Yeah.
um she's always been a big like Nintendo fan
She's a
and
sh yeah, she's a gamer girl.
yeah. So by the way, everybody, if you wanted to be on the show, go like that tweet Nintendo Pow Block put out. Campaign starts now.
Wow. Wow. No shame in your game. No
Nope.
shame.
LeRon, come on. No shame. Look at
No,
me.
not a lick.
Do you see these shelves behind me? No shame. Zero shame. Zero.
And you should have shame. Nah, let me stop.
I should, but I don't.
Let me stop. I'm being unnecessarily mean. Let me stop.
It's because somebody made you be on a Nintendo podcast, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, his name starts with a C. It rhymes with Hori.
Hmm.
The fighting stick, not the whatever y'all might have been thinking y'all were with y'all dirty minds.
Hmm. Well, LeRon, let's. There's a lot of rumored games coming to Switch, so let's start with these first party rumors now.
Okay.
According to rumors reported by Nintendo Life and which sourced it from Nate the Hates podcast, Nintendo may release a brand new Star Fox game on Switch 2 this summer and a remake of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time later in 2026.
I wonder.
While fans have to wait until 2027 for a new 3D Mario title. Other games like Splatoon Raiders, Rhythm Heaven Groove, Pikmin 4 Definitive Edition, and Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave are also expected throughout the year. So this Star Fox game, it's funny that this game is popping up again because this game was actually rumored about 5 years ago. Was Retro's title they were working on before Metroid Prime 4. And it was Star Fox Grand Prix was the game that was rumored. Not a racing game, just like a Star Fox game with some sort of like the story revolved around like a race against time or something. This logo has been actually popping up again very recently, and it wouldn't surprise me if this was coming out this year, specifically because Retro was like almost done with it, and then they shelved it to finish Metroid Prime 4. Mm-hmm. But the only game on this list that like is like I don't know if they would actually do a full remake of this would be Ocarina of Time. You know?
Yeah,
like,
I don't see a full Ocarina of Time.
I could see an HD remaster of the 3DS game.
Yeah, that's that. I'm with you on that one. I don't see remaster treatment for Ocarina of Time. As a matter of fact, I feel like, or if they have not already had that in cooking for like the last like 4 or 5 years, like I don't expect them to start from the ground up now. Like I feel like Nintendo has a lot more things to think about right now than trying to like, yeah, an HD remaster of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, definitely the way to go. But not a full remake. A full remake would be nice, but
there's also it's not in this story specifically, but there's also a rumor that Mercury Steam, the developers behind the Samus Returns remake on 3DS and Metroid Dread, are also working on 2 new 2D Metroid games, which is one is a remake of Super Metroid and the other one is Metroid 6. So,
you know what? If they do anything to Super Metroid, all they have to do is give it the Metroid Zero Mission treatment. They don't need to. Well,
they're gonna remake it in the Dread engine. That rumor's been around since 20. When did Dread come out? 21.
No,
this rumor's been floating around since like 20.
Metroid Dread's a little bit newer than that.
Is it? It came out the same year as the OLED. When was that?
Metroid Dread is 21. Okay, yeah, you're right. I thought Metroid Dread was a little bit newer.
This rumor has been floating around since like early 2023. I feel like the Super Metroid one at least, and we already know that they already said that they're working with Nintendo on another Metroid game. They've already kind of said that.
Yeah.
So even that doesn't surprise me as much as, man, this Ocarina of Time remake is like the one. It's like this game is held on such a pedestal. It's still like not one of my favorite 3D Zelda games.
It's not one of my favorite Zelda games. I'll be honest with you. I would actually sit in a room if you put Ocarina of Time and Zelda 2 in front of me, I would play Zelda 2 before I pick up Ocarina of Time.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
no, I would.
Man, the thing that bothers me the most though, I think, is like this is all, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Twilight Princess super fan, and I'm apparently the only one now, but like, it's also the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess. So like, you could have killed two birds with one stone by just re-releasing the HD version of that game this year.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
But they want to play games.
yeah, I just, I don't know, man. I'm kind of Ocarina it out at this point. I've only played through the entire game twice or three times, I guess, because
Mhm.
if you include the Master Quest version on GameCube, I guess. But uh, I don't know. I feel like the I don't know. I don't know what it is about Ocarina of Time, but it's definitely like, if I was to rank the 3D Zelda games, it's the only one I like less is Skyward Sword, I think.
I can agree with you on that one.
So, I mean, Majora's Mask is better. Wind Waker is better in most ways.
Mhm.
Twilight Princess is my favorite one, and then obviously Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Although those are like two totally different beasts altogether, anyway. But um, I don't know. Let's just skip Zelda at this point and just move on to Fire Emblem because I'm ready for Fortune's Weave. Game
Yeah.
looks great. Game's gonna be great. Although Pikmin Definitive Edition, man, I'll take that too. I don't know if you played Pikmin 4 at all or on,
I
but
have not.
it
I'm not really a big Pikmin fan.
oh man, Pikmin 4 is so good. You can skip 3. I know that's a hot take, but you can skip 3. You only
Yeah.
need to play Pikmin 1 and 4. Those are the only 2.
I'm not really a big Pikmin fan, unfortunately.
Ron, you're killing me.
Ah, Hey,
No, it's fine.
at least I'm
It's
being
fine.
truthful and honest.
I know it's fine. Look, it doesn't bother me that you don't like Pikmin. Okay.
I didn't say I
I just
don't
like the
like Pikmin. I just said I'm not a big Pikmin fan. I enjoyed the first one, but I didn't feel like I don't know, like when Pikmin 2 came out, I was like, I don't really need to play this. And now we've got a total of 4 of those games. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Uh, no new 3D Mario game. Shocking. Are we shocked? I'm not
I'm
shocked.
not shocked.
I mean, we just got Donkey Kong. It's the 3D Mario team.
Maybe I'm a
So
little shell
unless you're
shocked,
making,
but I'm not shocked.
jeez, unless you're making unless you're making a sequel to Mario 3D World, like you're not getting a 3D Mario game, maybe on the Switch 2 at all.
Yeah.
It'll probably be at the end of the. I mean, it's Mario, so like you want to get Mario games out, but like you're not getting a Odyssey sequel until later.
Do you
Uh,
do you think the next game will be a follow-up to Odyssey or
so my theory is that I don't know if you played the Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury expansion, that sort of semi-open world sort of Mario game that they made.
Mhm.
It's like a really small open world, but I think
Actually I didn't.
it's probably going to follow. It's probably going to follow that template, but be a much larger open world.
Uh-huh.
Honestly,
Uh-huh.
um, I mean that's my opinion. I don't know, but I don't know. It was good. I think the 3D world formula is the best of the types of Mario games they put out, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I agree with you on that one.
what you need, LeRon, is a Captain Toad sequel. Where's that at?
Yeah, right?
That's all I'm saying. Look, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker got an update today. That's all I'm saying. It
They
got an update
did? It
or
did?
yesterday when the amiibo came out. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when the Captain Toad amiibo came out, it got an update so you could use the amiibo in the game.
Wow.
I don't know what it does, but it does something.
Wow.
Uh, love that game. It's a great game. Speaking of games, LeRon, Capcom games keep getting rated for Switch 2. This time it's Devil May Cry 5. Quote, Devil Hunter Edition has been rated by the Taiwan Digital Game Ratings Committee. And that suggests that Devil May Cry 5 may be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Though Capcom has not officially announced a release following the pattern classification boards revealing games ahead of a formal announcement, this seems very likely. Usually it's the Korean ratings board that leaks games, but now it's Taiwan, apparently. Did you play Devil May Cry 5?
I did. I did. I never I didn't beat it, but I actually enjoyed it.
I did not play Devil May Cry 5. All the games are all on Switch 1. Well, I think 1, 2, and 3 are. 4 is not
Mhm.
yet. But and then the remake that Ninja Theory did is also not there. That's the only one I've ever played though, is
Mhm.
the Ninja Theory one,
That's the
which
only
I
one you've
really
ever
loved. But
That's the only one you've ever played?
yeah,
Okay. So you never played the original Devil May Cry, the first one? Because
no, I played a little bit of 4.
I still think hands down Devil May Cry is the best, followed by Devil May Cry 3, and then, for the people who aren't super purists, like, the DMC Devil May Cry, the Ninja Theory one was
Mhm.
amazing.
I
So
loved it.
I would say it's 3, then DMC Devil May Cry 5, even even though I never beat it, and then Devil May Cry 4, which Devil May Cry 4 actually the only reason why Devil May Cry 4 is not the worst Devil May Cry is because I've actually played and beat Devil May Cry 2.
I heard 2 is like terrible.
It is ass.
Fun fact: Devil May Cry 1 was the original premise of Resident Evil 4. So,
Yep.
good times. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm a proponent of like I port everything to Switch 2. Who cares at this point? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like these studios should just try to put their games everywhere at this point.
Yeah, and besides that, it's gonna help them make money. It's gonna help Nintendo make money, which
Yeah,
Nintendo needs money right now.
Nintendo needs money or Capcom needs money.
Both.
Yeah, everybody
Okay, oh,
needs money.
yeah, okay, look. Even though I'm not always on Nintendo Pow Block, I do know last year's sales of the Nintendo Switch 2 hit below the mark that Nintendo was looking for, even though it still was an impressive launch. An impressive launch and a semi-impressive, holiday.
So yeah, I have. There are. We'll talk. We'll probably talk about that later. So I won't bring it up now. But yeah, I think that everybody who wanted to Switch 2 bought one at launch, right? And then
Mhm.
like I still feel like the Switch 2 game release thing followed the same pattern as the Wii U and the 3DS, right? Where like the Switch 1 got ports mixed in with it got mixed in with their Switch 1 releases, but
Yeah.
like nobody owned a Wii U, so like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Now everybody has a Switch 1, and when you're releasing Switch 1 versions of these games, there's not really a big reason to move over to the Switch 2 at this
Right.
point,
Yeah,
until
exactly.
you find the game that you want. It seems like Pocopia, though, is that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I okay, so I I don't know what I expect from Pocopia. So I'm not surprised that, this game is wildly popular, because there was
Seems
a
like
point
Nintendo Pokemon Company are confused at why it's super popular. I'm like, you put Pokemon in Animal
in
Crossing,
Animal Crossing, yeah. I'm like, this is a hit.
like that right there. Do the math. I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
this
not a
is a
business
hit.
person, but something tells me if you put a popular franchise like Pokemon into a game like Animal Crossing, your second best-selling game on the Switch 1,
Mhm.
might 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 be popular.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a hit. This is a hit, so I don't know why they're questioning it.
Oh man, these companies sometimes, man, like what?
Yeah.
Why are you surprised that it's popular?
The better question is how are you in business being this surprised?
Anyways, I'm moving on. I can't. Business decisions give me headaches these past few years. So, uh, Crimson Desert developer Pearl Abyss is exploring a Switch 2 port, but says that some features may need to be cut from the game for it to work. They've begun R&D to bring Crimson Desert to the Switch 2, though CEO Heo Zhenyang warns that the lower hardware specs of the Switch 2 may require sacrificing certain aspects of the game to make it feasible. These would be graphical settings, frame rate, loading, etc.
Hey,
Um,
this is their chance. Like let's see what the Switch 2's version of DLSS can do.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on Boss Rush the other day, right? Where Resident Evil 9 on Switch 2 runs at like 360p and is scaled to 1080p through DLSS. So like,
Yeah.
uh, the graphical scalability isn't the problem for me. It's something like, I don't know. I see how massive this game is and how people are talking about it and how it's like a single player MMO, and like it kind of scares me. Like I don't know if this game could run well enough for people to even care on Switch. Although, like, you look at third party games like The Witcher 3 sold like 3 or 4 million units on the Switch One, and is now outselling the Xbox version of the game. So
Mhm.
what do I know? You know,
That's just it though, right? Like
isn't that wild? I
we
saw that story
don't
today. I
know.
couldn't believe it. The Witcher 3 is on Switch One is now outselling the Xbox version of the game. That's insane. It's- I I mean, am I wrong? Does that make sense to you at all?
What
The
okay.
Xbox version has been out for like 6 years longer.
But let me ask you this. But let me ask you this. Can you play Xbox games portably? And do not say with an Xbox ROG Ally.
Um,
Can you play the X natively speaking, can you play the Xbox version portably? No. No, not
Not
natively.
that version, but they do
Yeah.
have that cross save feature where, like, if you own multiple versions of the game, you can
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean,
So
yeah. And yeah, I have an Asus ROG Ally X and stuff like that. Yeah. And I do like the fact that I can actually play it portably, so I understand why like Witcher 3 outsold the Xbox version. Even though we all know the Xbox should have been its home console
yeah,
besides
considering The Witcher
besides
2
the
is an
PC.
Xbox 360 exclusive aside from PC, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
man, it just blew my mind when I saw that stat today. I was like, really? That's I mean, I played more of The Witcher, to be fair, on the Switch than I did on the Xbox, but still, like, man, where's that Switch 2 version, huh? Where's
Why
that
would
at?
why would they do that?
Because they're making a new expansion for it before The Witcher 4. And they'll put it out on the Series XS,
I
PS5, and Switch 2 and PC.
I feel like they don't need to I feel like they don't need to make a Switch 2 port.
See, I think the people on
Besides the fact that Nintendo is saying, like, make your games natively on the Switch and then just let the hardware, like, do the rest.
I'm wondering how many third-party games are gonna get actual Switch 2 ports. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm.
Like, I would love it if they
That
did, but
that's an honest ask.
I would love it if third-party games went in and did that just because it's like, here's the best version of our game portably right
Uh-huh.
now, but man, I don't know. Uh, some of these third party games are not. Some of them run great. Like all of Capcom stuff is amazing, and Cyberpunk runs really well on the Switch too. But like some third party games like Hitman, yikes! Yakuza 3, I heard runs like garbage, at least before the patch. So, anyways, I guess that's not really important. But Crimson Desert, look forward to that. Maybe. You know what you can look forward to, LeRon? Taking the battery out of your Switch 2 soon, maybe. A report from Nikkei claims Nintendo may revise its upcoming. It may revise its Switch 2 in the upcoming months to meet new European Union right to repair regulations, which would require user replaceable batteries. While current Switch 2 models and accessories have sealed batteries that are difficult to access, the EU's growing push for repairability could force design changes. potentially influencing global versions if consumer demand spreads beyond Europe.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I kind of like my Switch having that battery just locked away like that, but also when you see things like PSP sitting in drawers for 10 years and then exploding, um,
Yeah.
you wonder if that's going to happen to things like the Switch and Switch 2 at some point, or like the DS, uh, because those batteries are just kind of can't really take them out, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um, I know that Apple is designing a flat battery for their iPhones, future versions of the iPhone. Also, you can thank Europe for everything having USB-C now.
I'm totally there for.
I'm incredibly grateful for that. Thank you, Europe. It's one good thing that came out of you. I'm just kidding. Uh, I like you Europeans. You're nice. I don't know. I think this is a okay change. I just I don't know what to say about these things, man. Like if they redesign it, cool. If not, whatever.
Yeah. I
But
think
I
so.
think it would be
I
really
think so
dumb.
too.
Yeah, I think it would be really dumb though to like make two different versions of this thing, although they already are, because the Japan version of the Switch 2 is already different than the worldwide version of the Switch 2. So,
Well, I'm I mean, everybody's been in the needs of the EU, so I need the EU to do more sanctions like this,
mhm.
because for the simple fact is like, like they're making for a l- for the majority of everything, they're making lives a lot easier, with some of the stuff, stuff like that. Like, like yeah, like the timing kind of stinks that like we're almost a year out the gate and now like this comes up. But also I feel like this right here because okay, because, now that I think about it, that thing is probably much harder to open than my ROG Ally is. My ROG Ally is easy to open. Like, you
Uh, is it? I think there's screws on the back that you can unscrew. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like
I don't
Apple where they're hidden,
I
but
don't I don't directly see any screws on this, on the back of this thing unless they're hiding beneath the kickstand. Nope,
yeah,
oh,
maybe
there wait, there are 2 beneath the kickstand, but where would the other ones be?
up on top by the fan, maybe.
Okay, there's one.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's attach the Joy-Con. Nope. That's literally the first time I've detached the Joy-Con since I've had this thing.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't break it.
Well,
Um,
no, I know it's got the lock buttons, I know that.
yeah.
Give me a break.
I don't know. I think as long as it benefits people and society in the world, then who cares? But also, like, are that many people really clamoring to take their units apart? You know, like,
Yes.
I mean, I think people just want to get in there and see how it functions so they can hack it and break it open. That's what I think. That's just me. So, speaking of the Nintendo Switch and worldwide things, I don't know how to transition out of that. Nintendo Switch ranks above Pokemon and Disney among Japanese teens. In a 2026 brand survey held by Nikkei, BP Consulting found that the Nintendo Switch is one of the most popular brands among Japanese teenagers, ranking second only to YouTube and even outperforming Nintendo itself, as well as global franchises like Pokemon and the Walt Disney Company. This is proving that the Nintendo Switch is massively popular with the young audiences, at least in Japan. Um, it's also pretty popular in the youth around here, as I see my nephews and all their friends. They don't have PS5s or anything, but they all have Switches. So, and the way the pricing structure of these consoles are going, it seems that not a lot of people will be buying consoles anytime soon.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if you have anything to say about that. It just seemed interesting that like I mean, Nintendo Switch is outperforming Disney in Japan. Like that
It's
surprises me a little bit.
it's
And
inter
Pokemon itself.
it's interesting considering the amount of adults that actually bought the Switch. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Uh, I think in the survey of people in over the age of 20, Nintendo Switch ranks in at like 67 or something, but
Mhm.
Nintendo is still in the top 15.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to read as well. All right. Who wants to talk about AI? You want to talk about AI, LeRon? Let's talk about
Do
AI.
we have to?
I don't know. I mean, not too long,
This could be
but
interesting. This could be interesting. Let's do it.
this is an interesting use of it. I think Square Enix and Google are partnering to add an AI companion to Dragon Quest X Online,
Okay, I don't
which
want to.
is
I don't want to talk about this.
um, Square Enix has partnered with Google to add an AI powered companion called Chatty Smiley to
Slimy,
Dragon Quest
slimy,
X.
slimy.
Oh, whoops. I'm dyslexic. Slimy to Dragon. I was like, dude, I read that like 10 times earlier. I'm like, why is it called Smiley? I thought they were called Slimes. And it clearly says Slimy. Wow, I'm dumb. Using Google's Gemini AI to talk with players and help guide new players through the long running online game. With a beta test planned in Japan to make the experience more welcoming and less confusing for newcomers. I don't know. This seems kind of like an interesting kind of onboarding process.
You think so?
I mean, if you're going to play by yourself, I don't know. I don't look, man. I don't know.
Dragon Quest X online. First of all, it says online.
Yeah,
Why do you need an AI companion for this when you can just open another browser tab? When you can open the browser tab and look for what you need to look for.
I don't know, man.
Uh,
Because some people are still playing it on the Wii U, LeRon. This game came to the Wii U and the 3DS. So
if people are still playing the Wii U, there's not going to be any way to get the AI companion on the Wii U.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. I'm just maybe they aren't playing on the Wii U because the Wii U online stuff was shut down, but like people were playing it on the Wii U and the 3DS.
I have a funny feeling this feature is only going to be available in Japan because no one else is going to take it serious enough to actually want to ask for it.
Well, this game didn't release outside of Japan, so
I did not know that. I did
Yeah.
not know that. Okay, so that then yeah, that's a niche enough market that maybe it'll be a hit over there. I don't know.
Mhm.
I just feel like I feel like Square Enix does everything except what they need to do to increase their profits.
Like a Chrono Trigger remake, or not putting this Final Fantasy IX remake on ice for a while. That apparently they put on ice.
That's dumb. That is dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. I could probably think of like a few other things that they could do.
Oh, I could definitely think of a few other things.
But maybe not release Bravely Default on the Xbox platform only as a shadow drop, and no PlayStation release.
Yeah.
That's just one idea. Also,
Yeah.
after they just complained about being on one platform, they release a game on one platform, and it's the platform that nobody wants games on.
Mhm.
Just I don't know. Again, just me. But
You know, I'm channeling my inner Eddie V here. This is just pure foolishness.
Square Enix, what is going on? Come on, like
Get it together. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong show.
is it the wrong show? Oh, I'm just so confused at what they're doing. Sometimes it just I don't know, man. Just figure it out. Just figure it out. I know games are expensive, but don't complain and then do the thing that you're complaining about and then complain some more. Okay?
Yeah. It's exhausting.
It's not like this is a pre-existing agreement either with Xbox, because it launched on Switch 2 last year and then they just ported it to Xbox randomly this spring.
Yeah.
And there's no PlayStation release. So what's that all about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
Being stupid. I'm sorry. Did I say it out loud? I'm sorry.
The fact that they're still putting games on Xbox, considering a mainline Final Fantasy game only sold 300,000 copies, is blowing my mind. But that's, again, just me. Anyways, not important. You know what is important? Epic Games. We talked about this on the Boss Rush podcast and on Xbox Casuals this week, so I don't know how much more I can even handle talking about this. But Epic Games has laid off over 1,000 employees amid Fortnite engagement decline and their fight against Apple and Google and the store thing.
Speaking of companies that are doing the most.
Yeah. They laid off more than 1,000 employees and announced over $500 million in cost-cutting measures after a decline in player engagement for Fortnite, with the company citing industry-wide financial challenges, rising costs, and increased competition for players' time, despite Fortnite remaining one of the world's most successful games. You know why you're losing money? Because you're still fighting Apple and Google 7 years later, and you're trying to run this stupid store that nobody wants. I don't know. Those are two pretty big cost-cutting measures I could throw out there right now.
I appreciate their store. But
you only open it to download your free games every month.
Exactly, because I think I've only ever turned on 2 games that I've gotten for free on the Epic Store.
Yeah. So look, man,
I appreciate their store though.
I don't know what else I can say about this that we haven't already said this week, LeRon. It's just it's annoying to read this, and then Tim Sweeney out there on Twitter like retweeting and laid off employees like, I got laid off from Epic today, I'm looking for a job. Like, he's out there retweeting it and like saying things about these employees that like they should get hired somewhere else. Like,
they should get hired somewhere else. But
I'm like, you laid them off. Like, what do you like?
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
No sympathy for the devil here. Like,
I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't know if you read the full blog post about the layoffs, but it's just like, come on, like.
Here's the thing about it. I'm tired of reading blog posts about this type of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
I'm tired, and you execs out there, you do it to yourselves.
Yeah.
The only people that I am not feeling bad for currently, on an executive level that lost their jobs is Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer. Those are the only people I'm not feeling sorry for right now.
Yeah, well, they
got ousted. They got ousted.
I mean, they were executives at Microsoft. They'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah.
Like, I feel a little. I mean, feel bad is like the wrong terms, but like, it was so sudden and it's kind of like weird the way it happened. So like, I kind of feel bad about that, but they're going to be fine, right?
Yeah,
they're going to be fine. But the average artist or programmer at Epic, like, that salary is not going to, it's just, I don't know, man. I feel bad. I really do feel bad. And like the fact that they're kind of like their main headquarters is in the Carolinas is like, there's not a lot of game dev jobs on the East Coast, so to even find a development job, you're going to have to move, which also sucks. Man. Nintendo is also reportedly making cuts, but not to employees, to Switch 2 production after weak holiday sales. Nintendo is reportedly reducing Nintendo Switch 2 production in the US by about 1/3 following lower than expected holiday sales, which demand cited as the main reason. Though strong performance in markets like Japan and the success of titles like Pokemon Pokopia could still help boost momentum this year. I mean, like I said earlier, I think the system came out in June. I think everybody that wanted one got one. To me, unless you're like a huge Donkey Kong fan last year, there's really not really like one huge reason to go buy one right now. It seems like Pokopia is like the first major system seller right? I don't even know if Mario Kart was a big system seller at this point. Like maybe it was. I don't know, but
It
um,
wasn't.
the
It
fact that
wasn't.
it was bundled with the console, right? Like,
That murkied the water.
yeah. So like, I don't really know, but it definitely seemed like Donkey Kong didn't hit the way I think maybe Nintendo wanted it to.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year, your biggest titles were Switch One games, also aside from Hyrule Warriors, right? Which isn't,
That
a
had to
Zelda
be
spinoff isn't exactly a big seller either.
yeah, that had to be a slap in the face.
Yeah. So like, I mean, Pokemon Legends EA, Metroid Prime, and what were the other ones? Mario Party's been out for a year already. They got that Switch 2 upgrade. Kirby and the Forgotten Land got a Switch 2 upgrade, but that's been out. The Zelda upgrades, like they did some nice things for people who own like Switch libraries already, but like these, I mean, Metroid Prime 4 barely got over the million unit mark and it's on two consoles. One of the consoles selling over 150 million units. So,
Mhm.
that's clearly not a system seller. Uh, I don't know. It seems like Pokopia is really the first true system seller at this point. Like I've heard from multiple people going out, hey, I finally got a Switch 2 because of Pokopia. It looks cool. So
Well, Nintendo, there's your next bundle package.
yeah. So I don't know. I feel like, man, Nintendo is like in a weird spot again. I feel like we're in that GameCube, Wii U era. Not necessarily that bad because it's already almost outsold the Wii U in less than a year, which is hilarious. Um, but it's like you're not going from the Wii U to the Switch now. You're going from the Switch One, Nintendo's best selling piece of hardware ever, to the Switch
Mhm.
2, which like I feel like if they sell 80 million units of the Switch 2, it's going to be a success over the course of its lifespan, you know? But
Yeah.
this is exactly what I was telling Ed right before launch. Maybe we even talked about it on that direct recap show we did in April last year. Where like the Switch 2 is not going to sell as fast as you think it's going to.
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying that, on one of our Boss Rush podcast recordings
Yeah.
before, like when it was
Yeah.
leading up to weeks before the launch.
Yeah, and like I've been going back through a lot of the episodes of Pow Block because our 500th episode is coming up in July.
Mhm.
And so like I've been going back through and kind of looking and seeing, some if there's any highlights we could pull or talk about or things that we've talked about over the years. And one of the things I said was it's going to sell gangbusters initially. But then I think it's going to sell slower than the Switch 1,
Yeah.
because people are happy with their Switch ones. And a lot of the titles, they're going to find out real quick that it's harder to get these higher fidelity, higher frame rate, bigger, longer games out. They're going
Uh,
to find out, and they have
yeah.
found out. You know, I think they have found out, and
It,
that's why there's Switch 2 versions of Switch 1 games.
the major thing here is that Nintendo took too long to come out with the Switch 2. You
Hmm.
know, they took too long to come out with the Switch 2. They saturated their own market with the Nintendo Switch. They
Yep.
saturated their own not only did they saturate their own market, they saturated markets for people who actually want to just get cheap, affordable video game systems. They
Hmm.
saturated that market, you know,
I
and
mean, when you're selling the Switch Lite for $200, like, and then
exactly.
you turn around and see like the Xbox and PlayStation raise their prices every 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here?
yeah, dude, if I saw a Switch Lite sitting around somewhere on a store shelf, I would probably grab another one just to have one, you
I
know?
I've only bought one Nintendo Switch, and unless something happens to that Nintendo Switch, the only Nintendo Switch I play. I didn't buy any of these crazy colors that came out. I didn't buy any bundles. I almost bought a Monster Hunter. I almost bought a Monster Hunter Edition Switch. I almost, but then
Did
I
you
was
buy the
like,
Pro controller?
no,
Oh,
no. You, u- ultimately, all boiled down to like is it worth my investment?
yeah. Well, you're not like a Nintendo first player.
I'm not, yeah.
So,
But I'm a Monster Hunter first player, so, like, yeah, like, the
mhm,
fact that I had to wrestle with myself to not buy a Monster Hunter Edition console when I bought the Monster Hunter Edition 3DS,
mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
Yeah, it's one of those things,
mhm.
Um, but yeah, but I mean, like, honestly, Nintendo shot themselves in the foot just taking too long. And I understand, like, they were probably trying to let this thing cook and, like, get as many features into it and stuff like that. I guarantee you, Nvidia had the Tegra 2 chips ready for
They
this
did.
console.
They were leaking, like, an NVIDIA email leaked it in 2023. Remember
Yeah.
when the Switch Pro rumors were flying around when the OLED
Yep.
came out?
Yep.
And then, like, they actually leaked during the FTC hearings for Microsoft because they were working back and forth with Nintendo and NVIDIA because they were going to start putting some games on the Switch
Hmm.
and seeing if it was worth trying to port stuff to the Switch 1 or the Switch 2.
Yeah. I remember.
And
I remember this stuff. But yeah, like,
yeah.
and then, y- and I don't even I don't even know if it's like a thing of like Nintendo's playing it safe,
Hmm.
I feel like they just sat on their ass too long for this one.
Yeah. They they definitely waited at least a year too long.
Yeah, at least a year too long. Yeah.
Maybe I would say, I mean, remember when they what was
This
it
thing
that
this thing was 2 years
20
overdue. This thing was 2 years overdue.
2024 was like a year of like a bunch of remakes and remasters. Remember they
Mhm.
had like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yep.
They had, before that, even in late 2023, they had the Mario RPG remake. They had the Donkey Kong HD games. They had, the Xenoblade Definitive Edition stuff. Like they've been putting out remasters for such a long time. They had the Mario versus Donkey Kong remake, which,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, great game, but still a remake. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, that Princess Peach Showtime, which I know was a new game, but like a smaller title. So like, yeah, it was yeah, about 2 years too late. And I
Trust
wonder if
me,
they were
trust
riding
me,
on
the community was perfectly satiated, They
uh
just screwed around too long.
yeah, but I also wonder how many people were, besides like enthusiasts, who are asking for a new system, right? Like, are people like, there are still people I know that are perfectly happy with their Switch ones and Mario
Yeah.
Kart and Smash, and you know, but I'm like, man,
Yeah,
you should
oh, yeah,
get a Switch too.
only enthusiasts were being that way.
Yeah, I sometimes I forget to think like a normal person because we aren't normal consumers. But um, you know what else isn't normal, Laron? These character designs in Marvel Rivals. Am I right? It's reportedly you can take take these butts on the go now, Laron, because Marvel Rivals is reportedly coming to Switch 2.
Uh,
NetEase and Marvel Games have reportedly confirmed that Marvel Rivals is in development for the Nintendo Switch 2, with developers stating they are actively working on bringing the team-based free-to-play Marvel multiplayer game to the platform, though an official release announcement is still pending. Um, I mean, look, I'm not shocked. Apex Legends got a Switch 2 version. Overwatch 2 is getting us, or Overwatch, just Overwatch now. They dropped the 2, so it's back to Overwatch. Is getting a Switch 2 version this summer. Um, a lot of third-party games are in multiplayer games are coming to Switch 2, so why not Marvel Rivals, right?
yeah.
Have you played Marvel Rivals at all?
Nah.
I haven't either.
Nah,
I downloaded
I
it
wanted to get in on the
and then I didn't.
ground floor, but I was like, "Nah." I mean, by the time I had enough wherewithal to put to invest time into it, I think it was too late for me.
Yeah. I downloaded it and then I don't remember why I didn't play it, but then I was like, I don't know. People are playing it and I'm seeing them do all these like crazy things online. I'm like, I'm out. Once I see people start doing like things that you couldn't dream of possibly doing, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. Can't
He's
do
like,
it.
"I'm out."
I'll stick to whatever expansion Destiny is not putting out. Um, that's my multiplayer love. So, also multiplayer game coming to Switch 2 is Minecraft Dungeons 2, announced quietly at uh, what Minecon, or Minecraft Live, sorry, which is the online Minecraft showcase. It's a sequel to it's kind of like a Diablo light set in the Minecraft universe. The first one was really kind of fun. I played it on Game Pass for a while. It was neat. It was interesting. The sequel will feature new locations, enemies, loot, and high stakes combat. It can be played solo or cooperatively with up to 4 players as they work together to stop a new major threat threatening the world of Minecraft. Great. Cool. I have nothing else to say about that.
You sound so enthusiastic.
I mean, that first one was okay, but it didn't sell well. It just, any spin-off of Minecraft just doesn't do well. People just want Minecraft.
Yeah.
They just want Minecraft. So I'm kind of shocked that they did a second one. Because the last couple of Minecraft spin-offs they didn't sell very well. I wonder if this one will do better though, just because the movie did so well and people just are hungry for Minecraft stuff. But
I don't know. I feel like they're putting too much on that.
They're fast tracking a sequel to the movie.
Oh, I know that. I know that part.
They just cast a villain. Who's the villain? Who did they just cast as a villain in that?
I haven't been paying that much attention to the news about the Minecraft movie.
No, I'm not either. It was just someone was just someone was cast as the villain in there, and I don't remember who it was. Someone big, but now I forget.
Well, I don't
know. Whatever. It's not important. Nobody really cares.
Next bit of news.
Next thing. All right. Last thing. This is small. It's just, this is more hilarious than actual news, but Mii's are starting to swear in Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, LeRon. Players trying the demo for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream discovered that Mii's can apparently swear and say inappropriate words without any language filter, leading to funny and unexpected in-game conversations. Likely because the game has limited online sharing features and is mostly a single-player experience from the Nintendo. So, I don't know. I hate that weird AI voice that all these characters have.
Yeah, me too.
The way everything about this game, just rubs me the wrong way. But this was funny. Just imagining that.
Yeah, this is funny.
World.
This is funny hearing about it, but yeah, whatever.
Man, I remember that, dude. I remember the advertisement for the first one, the first Tomodachi Life on, I guess it was 3DS. It was like Reggie and Snoop Dogg and like all these random people from all over entertainment and games, like trading Mii's to use in their game. It was like, what? It was just funny because Reggie and Snoop Dogg were like together. That those are just two people you don't think about seeing together. But I mean, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart are also people you don't think should be together, and they're best friends. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean that was a long that's by this point you have gotten used to that though. I don't understand you.
No, I know, but it just, on paper that just sounds like something that.
Yeah.
All right, LeRon, let's get into Pack Watch. Here are the games that you can buy on your Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 this week. Starting on March 31st, which by the time this comes out to the public will be 2 days ago. South of Midnight, Weaver's Edition is coming to Nintendo Switch for $39.99. The award-winning South of Midnight is a spellbinding third-person action-adventure game set in the American Deep South. As Hazel, you will explore the mythos and encounter creatures of Southern folklore in a macabre and fantastical world.
Macabre,
whatever. That word always trips me up. I know what it is, and it always trips me up.
It was almost like you're about to say paper mache.
I mean, could. When disaster strikes her hometown, Hazel is called to become a weaver, a magical mender of broken bonds and spirits. Imbued with these new abilities, Hazel will confront and subdue dangerous creatures, untangle the webs of her own family's shared past, and if she's lucky, find her way to a place that feels like home. This next one I'm really excited for: Super Meat Boy 3D for $24.99.
Hold that thought. Real quickly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Nintendo community are probably going to pick this up anyway, but I just want to go ahead and just say, pick this game up. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I was gonna play it on Game Pass, but when I found out it was coming to Switch, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, I played it
I'm
on
just
Game
gonna play it.
Pass. I played it on Game
Yeah,
Pass, and I was impressed because when they first rolled out that trailer, I was not impressed.
yeah, yeah. This is a game I've been wanting to play for a while, and so it's on my list to play this year for
Mm,
sure.
yeah,
Um, so I thought the art style was really interesting and unique, and you don't really get stories like this, especially in a time like this.
mhm.
Like where anything culture related, racial or not, is like, better be careful. You don't want to do the wrong thing, but I think this game looked interesting from the get go, and I'm excited to play it.
I mean, the wrong people are being snowflakes about this stuff. The wrong
And
people.
that's also true. So, also on 331, Super Meat Boy 3D for $24.99. I love Super Meat Boy. It's one of my favorite platformers, maybe ever.
Are
Super
you
Meat Boy
wait,
3D is
Are you being for real or is that sarcasm?
no, I really love Super Meat Boy.
Sometimes I can't tell with you.
No, I really Matthew Keel actually turned me on to Super Meat Boy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I it just I just didn't anticipate that because I feel like I know what type of gamer you are.
I love Super Meat Boy. I like 2D platformers a lot. There aren't really that many good ones. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
well, I shouldn't say that. Just ones, like N plus and N plus plus is another series that I really like a lot. Um, if you haven't played those, everybody out there, you should play it. N plus plus is on Switch 1 and playable on Switch 2. I wish they would put the first one on Switch 1 or Switch 2 or whatever, but I don't know if they will or not. Anyways, Super Meat Boy 3D is a tough as nails platformer where you can play as an animated cube of meat who's trying to save his girlfriend, who happens to be made of bandages, from an evil fetus in a jar wearing a tuxedo in 3D. Our meaty hero will leap from walls, over seas of buzzsaws, and through crumbling caves and pools of old trash, sacrificing his own well-being to save his damsel in distress in 3D. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really interested to see how this translates to 3D. On April Fool's Day, you're getting Goat Simulator 3 on
Mhm.
April for $29.99. Pilgor's
Oh
back.
joy. Oh joy.
I think they want you to read it like this: Pilgor's back.
Yeah,
Gather
that's
gather your herd and venture forth into Goat Simulator 3, an all new, at least on well, I pulled this description from Steam because it's easier to find these games on Steam than it is in the Nintendo Store. In this all new, totally realistic sandbox farmyard experience, invite up to 3 friends in local or online co-op, create carnage as a team, or compete in mini games, and then not be friends anymore. Also on 4.1, Nubia Phobia for $9.99. Solve the wacky point and click puzzles filled with horror and humor. Break the witch's curse on your home as you explore 5 distinct regions, each hiding a sacred key to unlock the village chest. On 4.2, Darwin's Paradox is coming to Switch to $24.99. Dive into an adventure with Darwin, an octopus as endearing as he is ingenious, torn from the ocean and trapped in a vast and mysterious industrial complex. Harness his unique talents and abilities to help him overcome the many dangers and traps in the captivating platformer and adventure game. On 4.2, Morkel Ascend to the Gods is $14.99. Play as Morkel. Man, this name is really throwing me off. Morkel, god of death and darkness. Aware that he finds himself in a video game once again, you must help him escape so he can carry out his new plan for world domination. To do so, you must defeat an entire pantheon of gods and thrilling boss battles. On 4.2, also Alan and the Whispering Woods for $14.99. That is the wrong description, so whoops. I don't have a description of that. You're an owl who flies around and collects things and makes it to the next stage. It's, I don't remember what the description is. I'm not going to look it up. Not important.
Yeah.
Also on 4.2, Motion Rec for $9.99. Motion Rec is a recording puzzle action game where you progress through stages by recording and playing back your own movements. So those are the games coming out this week. Definitely the highlights for me will be South of Midnight and Super Meat Boy 3D.
The highlights for me is South of Midnight and Darwin's Paradox.
Yeah, Pat played that demo at one point and said he really liked it. So
yeah,
there's a demo on Switch as well if you want to try it out before you buy it. Here are your weekly updates for games you could be playing on your Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 right now. First of all, Nintendo's released a new round of backwards compatibility updates for the Switch 2, fixing performance and compatibility issues for several games, including Kirby games, Final Fantasy, and Doom, while noting some titles still have progression and technical problems. You can go to Nintendo's website to look up more details on games that are having issues. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch, Nintendo Switch 1, has received its free upgrade for Nintendo Switch 2 and has received a small patch, version 1.4.2, adding support for the Captain Toad and Talking Flower amiibo, unlocking in-game bonuses. Mario Tennis Fever for Nintendo Switch 2 has received its version 1.0.2 update, introducing character balance adjustments, fever racket changes, shot behavior tweaks, and various bug fixes to improve overall gameplay. Dragon Quest Builders has received a new Switch patch, improving gameplay, and as of March 24th, it is fully compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2 with consistent performance. Whatever that means. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection for Nintendo Switch 2 will receive a free summer update, adding powerful royal monsters for tougher battles, with additional paid DLC also in development. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection has been updated to version 1.0.5 on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch, adding online room codes, AI improvements, performance fixes, and numerous gameplay and visual enhancements across all included Mortal Kombat titles. Big one for me, Disney Dreamlight Valley has launched a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, bringing performance improvements and new content that aim to redeem the game after its rocky 2022 release on the original Switch. I wouldn't say the release itself was rocky. I would say the performance was rocky. It was actually pretty high seller on the Switch 1. By the way, that Switch 2 upgrade is free if you own it on Switch 1. I think that's worth pointing out. 2 Point Museum is receiving its free spring seasonal update on the Switch 2 on March 31st, adding an Angry Birds crossover, seasonal content, and numerous quality of life improvements and bug fixes. You know what I was thinking, LeRon? When I read this, and also we talked about it on Pow Block last week, where Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is getting Angry Birds content. Where are the Angry Birds games? Like, why aren't they being sold on current platforms? You know,
are they even making new ones?
I mean, the Angry Birds 2 is a free to play game with like seasonal updates essentially. They're selling the first one for $1 on the App Store, but like, where are the Angry Birds games? I really like that. Like, I unironically think that first game is like near perfect experience on the phones. I love that first game.
I don't really know.
It's it's like up there with Tetris for me in terms of like, if you were to rank games that are quote unquote perfect or close to perfect, Angry Birds would be up there with Tetris and Plants vs. Zombies for me, I think. I love those games so much.
Yeah. I
mean, it's fine if you don't like it. I don't care.
Well, no, it's not that I don't like it. It's just not my niche. Like I kind of grew out of it with we'll do all the Worms games. Remember those?
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I played Angry Birds Trilogy on the Wii U, so which is like the worst place to play it, probably. 2 screens for a touch for you have to use 2 screens and buttons and a joystick for a touchscreen based phone game. Tell me why that's just the
My,
worst
how
idea
fun.
ever.
How fun.
Last update. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on Nintendo Switch 2 has received a major update adding NVIDIA DLSS support for 40 and 60 frames a second modes, along with numerous performance stability and visual and UI improvements. By the way, they also released a patch roadmap for Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, so that's neat. Like you released a roadmap for patches? That seems awful. Makes me wonder why you put the game out in the first place, but that's it's Microsoft for you, I guess. So Nintendo Switch Online. No new games this week on the service, but the GameCube emulator has new features such as HDR and resolution boosts and new CRT filters that you can apply to your games. And Nintendo Music app has added the Super Mario Brothers Wonder plus. Hold on, let me start over. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park original soundtrack to the app. Jeez. So
You are not having a good time with this with that game.
It's just like these titles of these games, man. I get that you're making a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and I get that you're adding content to it. And I understand you have to make that very clear. But the fact that this name won't even fit in a YouTube video title description means it's too long. That's all I'm saying. Oh, jeez. All right, LeRon, let's wrap the show as we always do with our community inclusion with listener questions. Remember, you can always submit your question to the podcast on social media, our Discord, comments on YouTube, or you can email us directly at nintendopowblock@gmail.com. Our email address is literally the first line in the show description, which many of you have found us through. We are answering 6 questions tonight. So if we didn't read your question, we did have a lot. Sorry, we can't answer them all, which is very rare that we get to say that. But it excites me when I get to say that because it means people are listening and sending in questions. But we're only gonna answer 6 tonight. LeRon, our first question comes from Liam M through email. He writes in and says, "Hey, agents of Pow Block, hope you guys are doing great. Now that we've seen that what the Switch 2 can do, I'm looking back at Metroid Prime 4. I liked the game, but I didn't love it. But I wonder how much of it is retro rebuilding the game plus trying to develop it for both consoles. Since it bridged the gap between consoles, do you think it fully utilizes the Switch 2 capabilities, or do you think Retro Studios is already secretly working on a true Switch 2 exclusive Metroid game that will melt our faces?"
Okay.
Would love to hear your take.
All right, so Liam, let me just say this. I don't know if I like I don't know if I like the game, but I definitely don't love it. Metroid Prime 4, it's funny how I fell off a cliff from like the announcement because Corey and Stephanie were there when the announcement happened, and I was like,
You made a teenage girl sound.
yeah, yeah. And then, as we got closer, well, of course, like radio silence from Nintendo, which is par for the course for them at this point, when it comes to like their game releases and stuff like that. But as we got closer and closer to it, first of all, we are like, wait, is this game late? What happened to this game? Where was it supposed to be? And then like we start seeing like like the basically all the pomp and circumstance they put out for it. And yeah, when I actually got the product in my hand, I was like, this is it. But of course, now knowing what I know, behind the scenes and all that stuff, and what you like you mentioned here, retro, basically having to rebuild the game, developing for both consoles. I don't know. I'm kind of kind of torn on that because I feel like the Switch 2's architecture is definitely just a point 0.5 upgrade of the Switch architecture. You know. Um but I think you and I, our thoughts are one with this whole thing that, Retro is probably cooking up a new game that will be exclusive to Switch 2 and will actually do something that will actually utilize like not just the hardware, but also new features because if I'm being honest with you, it literally seemed like we were just retreading other Metroid games, except in a different environment. And the only thing they thought to do was give us, NPCs that actually spoke at us at certain points. You know, um, you know, there was so much that disappointed me about Metroid Prime 4 in all seriousness. Like, the fact that you don't unlock a soundtrack, while you're on the bike, unless you have the amiibos, or if you 100% the game.
Better keep playing the game, LeRon.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. As a matter of
Or
fact,
forget that you pre-ordered the amiibo and then they show up at your house randomly one December afternoon.
so wait, you have multiples of one? I'll take one off your hands.
No, I have one of each one, but I forgot that I ordered them.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
really want them.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think retro is definitely like, they if Nintendo is still having trust and faith in retro, which I think why they'd be crazy not to, I feel like retro is the only studio that's going to be able to do any justice to the Metroid Prime series considering they fired another company.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think retro definitely has something up their sleeve, and so I'm hoping it doesn't take 5 years for the game to come out because because technically it felt like we almost lost an entire console cycle waiting for Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 came out right at the very end, you know, right at the very end, like the band was already packing up the instruments and the speakers and wrapping up the cables and all that stuff. And here comes the encore performance, Um, but I'm looking forward to actually honestly, I'm also thinking that yeah, like there might be something going on. They might add some new features into it if they're not 100% all in on making a new Metroid Prime title. But as Corey and I spoke earlier in the show, like I'm more of a 2D or a 2.5D Metroid person at this point. So like I'd rather us have two new Metroid games in that vein, versus a half-assed Metroid Prime game, which is the way I feel about Metroid Prime 4.
Um, so I I mean, I like Metroid Prime. I'm not a huge Metroid Prime person, so like everything that happened in Metroid Prime 4 that I played didn't really bother me because it's just to me I just felt like whatever. But um I think the next game you're going to see from Retro is the Star Fox game that they were working on before they started working on this, and they shelved it. It was supposed to be shown off at E3, gosh, 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. It must have been COVID year. No, because people were going in person. Um, I forget when it was supposed to be shown, but every single game on that leak that came out from that was Nintendo related has come out except for that Star Fox game, and we know that that was the game that Retro was working on. So I don't know if it's going to blow you away. I do think whatever the next 3D Metroid game is going to be will probably be Retro, will probably be Metroid Prime 5 because they've already come out and said that they have plans for a trilogy. Um, that they had to rework what they originally thought they would do for Metroid Prime 4 because they weren't the original developers on this. But 5 and 6 will definitely happen probably at some point if Retro doesn't get shut down or something.
Yeah.
Um, so, which gives me hope that they at least have a roadmap or a plan of what they would like to do. Um, but I don't know if that gives anybody hope or makes people scared because they didn't like 4. But I think you do kind of have to take into consideration that the previous developer, they had to rework the stuff that was already being developed instead of starting from scratch.
Here's the
Because Nintendo
major
already invested too much money into it, I guess, apparently, was the story.
here's the major problem with this. And this is where I think there's going to be a nightmare situation. Metroid Dread puts so much interest into the Metroid franchise for new gamers that not only did the NSO like get an uptick, in like subscribers, for people who want to play the GBA versions, like like the Metroid Prime remaster, came out and like it sold like hotcakes and it was a stealth drop, you know. It sold like hotcakes. So yeah, like I think this Metroid Prime 4 probably did some serious harm to new entries into the series. And by new entries, I mean new players, new people who wanted to see what Metroid's about. That
Mhm.
this is going to this is going to hurt Metroid Prime 5. Yeah, the people who are going to get Metroid Prime 4 are going to get Metroid Prime I'm sorry, 5. The people who are gonna get Metroid Prime 5 are gonna get Metroid Prime 5. They are, I'm probably one of those. But I am hesitant now because of Metroid Prime 4. So yeah, like, more than likely, I won't be a day one or a launch get, you know? because I was already having trepidations about the game once we started hearing about like the freaking NPCs like screaming at you every 2 seconds. I was already like,
But
okay,
do they?
I'm not. They don't. No, they don't. They don't. But at the same time, it's like, it was just like I've kind of heard enough, and it just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Does it does it help any that they know what they wanna do with the story
It
at all?
helps. Yeah,
And
it does. It does help.
that they kind of already kinda know what they wanna do despite what they had to rework in this one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does help. I mean, but the problem is for like I guess I'll just call myself a diehard. I guess for a diehard like myself, the problem is now like like you kind of you kind of like snapped at my hand, you know, and
Mm,
uh and that's the part that like anyone who's been bit hard by a dog one time is always gonna be always gonna be wary about how how they how they're going to pet the next dog or if they're even gonna pet the dog. You know what I mean?
mhm. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what Retro does next with Metro Prime. All I know is that I'm very lukewarm now, and as opposed to being like boiling hot.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, our next question comes from Brandon. What's going on? Elite Black Agents have a question about Nintendo's overall strategy. Now that we are well into the Switch 2 generation, do you think Nintendo is eventually going to try and push us towards purely digital ecosystem? Or will physical cartridge always be a staple for them? I personally love collecting, but the $10 difference could stack up over time, over the course of 5 to 7 more years. Thanks for the great shows every week. Um, I think I think Nintendo's in a weird, not a weird situation, but in a situation where they know they can probably get away with this because physical collectors will always buy the physical games, and
Mhm.
digital collectors have already made up their minds of going digital. And this is just a way for them to have their cake and eat it too. I think they see that telemetry. Uh, the about a year ago, we were talking about how Nintendo canceled their gold coins program, which is like, you know, you get for every $10 you spend, you get, I don't know, like 10 points or something. And like every 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 new game you purchase digitally, you got 30 or you got like 3 times as many gold coins as you did physical games. And so I think this is just them replacing that idea because people were spending those gold coins on games anyway. And it was every 2 new games you would get you about $10. So this seems like this is kind of filling that gap as well as, yeah, I'm sure Nintendo wants you to buy digital because they get 100% of the money instead of 60, 70% of it. So, so they don't have to pay the box stores a percentage. They don't have to pay shipping drivers. They don't have to print box art cartridges, shipping costs, paper, any inserts that come with these games. Like it saves a lot of money for them, so running a data center with the game on it that you can download from, in all honesty, is probably cheaper in the long run than having a box sit on a Target shelf for 6 months and sell or not sell. Um, so I don't know. What do you think, LeRon?
Uh, I think the I do. I don't think I don't think Nintendo is going to, like, try to, like, steer people towards a fully digital ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
but I do feel like, like, in their attempts to save money and cut costs, like, like, we could probably see a marked percentage less of, like, physical releases because, like, as explained earlier, it does cost money to make to produce these cartridges and stuff like that. Um, so, yeah, so I don't see them making the obvious push to being all digital. I do see a world where like a world where like like physical releases of games are going to be like almost like numbered editions, basically. Like for example, like a Super Mario game might only they might only print like I don't know. This is just a wild number. Like I don't even know if they would do this. That might print 10 million copies of a physical game. Um, you know, and that's just a wild number to me because even though I know like there's been what's well actually no that's a bad question 'cause I was gonna say what's a game that's sold like an ungodly number of units, but like the units are usually digital plus physical sales, so that that's a bad question. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I feel like we're gonna wind up in a landscape, and this is not just with first party Nintendo games. I think this will probably happen across the board for all the marketplaces that have physical releases. We're going to get to a point where, like like the only way to buy the game, well, the only way to ensure you get a copy of the game is going to be a digital release because,
Mm-hmm.
like physical releases are going to get scarce.
Mm-hmm.
They're only going to print like XYZ amount of games, on physical, and now that digital storefronts have like digital storefronts are now like a thing of it's like a it's something that exists now in our gaming environment. Like, yeah, 15 years ago, like, that was it was kind of a weird thing to do. Like, oh, gonna buy a I'm gonna buy and download a game. That was kind of a weird thing that people thought about. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like, I don't feel like going to the store and dealing with I don't feel like going to Walmart and dealing with random people in Walmart or, going to the mall and having people heckle me, to buy their products. You know now it's like a way of life, to buy digital releases.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a PC gamer, you also already know this stuff. But yeah, but that's my take on it. I feel like physical games aren't going anywhere, but physical games are going to go the route where like like it's they're
You
gonna.
think
Hmm?
you think games will get something like, you think these companies will come up with something like the Criterion Collection, essentially, of like, we're going to sell this game digitally, but like a year from now, depending on how well it sells, we're going to sell like this special edition with like a steel book and an art book and like like basically the way
Weren't
collector's editions are now, but like
Yeah,
they'll come out like a year later.
weren't they already doing this? And remember when we used to have Game of the Year editions?
Hmm.
You know, we had
Yeah.
Game of the Year editions that, like these are for the people who were patient and waited for the game to release, plus all the expansion content to release, plus all the bonus stuff. Um,
Hmm.
like,
Well, in the physical game market, those ones are actually like, people actually want those versions now because it's the complete game on the
it's the
disc.
complete game on the disc, yeah.
No patches, like all the patches are on there, all the
Mhm.
DLC is on there, all like it's preferred if you want to have a physical, like a straight up physical, not required to connect to the internet collection.
Exactly.
Um, which is funny because like the collector's market, remember like the greatest hits editions or whatever, like the red spine on the PS2. Like if you were a collector, you're like, I don't want those at all.
Yeah.
I want the black label good.
It's funny too because some of those games were also like different versions of the game, even though technically they were the exact same game, except
Hmm.
there may have been a patch or something, or there might have been something that like helped it with gaming efficiency or whatnot. Yeah,
Or
so
translation was a big one too. Like they fixed
yeah, they fixed
translations and
translations. Yep.
yeah, man, the good old days, huh?
Do
Simpler times.
I don't know if I missed them. I don't know if I missed them. That's the wild part.
Yeah, I don't know if I miss anything anymore. um, I do have to say though, going digital on Nintendo hardware was the hardest decision out of the three consoles, in my opinion, for me at least.
Uh-huh.
But I did end up doing it, except for like games that I really, really, truly love, like Zelda and Fire Emblem and certain Mario games. Like I have those physically, but like I also own them digitally. Those are for like a look at my cool shelf of displaying things. Plus, like, what if something terrible happens to the world? But at that point, I think we're probably have bigger problems on our hands. So
I'm not that pressed. Like I can just go out and buy the slit cases and like print myself a copy on super high gloss paper of the actual art.
yeah, or you can go on eBay and just buy the cases for $15. Apparently
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
um, so which is also cool, I guess. But all right, our next question comes from Ashley K. Writes in again. Hey there, my cute Switch agents. Sorry, Ed's not here. Looking at the rumored titles for the rest of the year. Ocarina of Time remake, Super Metroid remake, Star Fox, Fire Emblem, Yoshi, and Pikmin 4 Definitive Edition, along with Mario Wonder, Bella Bell Park, Animal Crossing 3.0, and major Japanese third-party support. Do you think this has the potential to be one of Nintendo's best years in recent memory for Nintendo? Uh, love you guys. Thanks for the awesome pods every week. Uh, I mean, it depends on what you're into, I guess. Like I still look at the launch year of the Switch One as like one of the best years, or 2019 for Switch One as one of the better years for Nintendo in recent memory. Um, but also, like, yeah, if we get a Fire Emblem game and you know uh, Star Fox returns and makes a good impression on people, and it's not a port of Star Fox Zero. uh, and Ocarina of Time obviously is one of people's the community's favorite games of all time, and they do it right. Like, yeah, I mean, Monolith may also be putting out their next game soon, which has been rumored, and we're going to answer a question about that in a minute. But I don't know. I mean, LeRon, you're less of a Nintendo fan than most of us, but
Mhm.
I mean, Super Metroid is one of your favorite games of all time. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
what do you?
I've been begging for Metroid remake since Metroid Zero Mission released on the
Mhm.
Game Boy Advance. As a matter of fact, I thought I thought it was gonna be a no-brainer that Super Metroid would be coming to the Game Boy Advance, back after Metroid Zero Mission came out. Well, we got Metroid Fusion, which I'm not unhappy about that at all. I'm not. I will say, like if we're getting Super Metroid remake and Super Metroid remake that apparently is in the same vein of Metroid Dread, I have low expectations. So like this would actually be a super year for me to be a Nintendo Switch 2 owner. Of course, I'm going to get the next Fire Emblem game. Everyone's heard me earlier say like I love tactical RPGs and stuff like that. So yeah, Fire Emblem is definitely a game that it proliferates my library whenever they come out and stuff like that. You know, beyond that, if if Nintendo can throw bones my way that makes me spend like over $150, then it's a good year for me as far as Nintendo goes.
Have you played the mobile game, LeRon? The
The
Fire
Fire
Emblem mobile game?
I tried it. I didn't like it.
What?
I
That
did.
surprises me.
I didn't really. Well, I am not a mobile. I'm not really a mobile gamer, and it's funny too because like
I mean, I'm
there have been some
sorry.
games that have come out on the mobile platform that I've actually tanked a bunch of hours into, but The Fire Emblem game, and maybe it's because I was playing it on my phone. Maybe if I played it on the tablet, maybe it'd feel a little different. I don't know.
That kind of surprises me a little bit, just because it feels like out of all the mobile games, especially the ones that Nintendo put out, it feels the least like a mobile game. It feels like the 3DS games, but that's like I mean, obviously it's a taste, and I'm just giving you a hard time because I really like it. But
We're talking about Fire Emblem Heroes, right?
yeah, they put
Maybe
out
I'll
a new one that wasn't very good.
maybe I'll have to give this a second look.
They did put out a new one that like it doesn't seem like people care that much about, but also I'm not in the I'm not in the mobile scene, checking out what people like and don't like in the mobile scene. So sorry guys, all you mobile gamers out there. Yeah, I mean, I guess this year, like again, just to wrap it up, I guess Fire Emblem's coming out this year, and if we get another Zelda game, right, whether it's a remake or a new game or a remaster or something, then sure, why not? I'm ready to go. My son loves the Mario Wonder stuff, so and my daughter started playing Animal Crossing when the 3.0 update came out. So this household is satisfied so far. Maybe not me specifically, but the kids are. So I'm sitting here playing Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, so what do I know? Chloe K writes in, hey again, Corey and Eddie. Ed's not here. Sorry, guys. It's LeRon. You know what it is? This is that turning point in Family Matters when Steve Urkel makes the machine where he becomes Stefan.
Stefan.
That's what this is. You're just Edward Stefan. That's what you are. I'm just kidding, LeRon. Don't cry.
My feelings weren't hurt.
I know. I'm just getting loopy. It's rounding that corner of the night. So, one of the best parts of the Switch 2 is seeing third-party developers finally bring their massive modern games to this Nintendo handheld without having to make them look like blurry, unoptimized embarrassments for games. What is one current gen third-party game that isn't on the system yet that you think would absolutely blow people's minds if it got a native, well-optimized Switch 2 release? Thanks for the awesome content. Yes, LeRon?
The Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Dude. I know.
Even though I'm playing it in my ROG Ally X, and
it doesn't matter. I
yeah.
own the Mass Effect trilogy on every console it can possibly be owned on. I own Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, LeRon. Come on.
Oh my god. Let me see. I mean, we already got RE9 on the Switch too. Like, what else?
7, 8, and 9.
Yeah. What else can I think about here? Hold on. Let me open up Steam. Let me open up Steam. Let me go to my library.
I mean, not that it would blow anybody's mind, but I would sure love to see Expedition 33 make its way over at some point.
The Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they'll put out the Grand Theft Auto 5 remastered after Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. It'll 5 remastered will come out on Switch too.
Yeah.
And still be on the top of the charts somewhere.
I mean, bloody hell, we got Cyberpunk and we got Control already on the Switch on Switch and Switch 2,
Well, Control is the cloud version.
Oh, that's right. The Dead Space remake might as well make its hop over to the Switch.
Yeah, basically EA doesn't like the Switch, and they should. So let's start porting their games over.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know. But if we hold our breath long enough, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater will be on there.
It is on there. The remake.
Snake Eater.
Right.
Snake Eater. Snake Eater. Yeah.
I forgot they remade that game.
Yeah, Delta. Yeah, hold on. I'm still scrolling through here. The Hellblade game should make an appearance on there.
Yeah. Well, the first one is on Switch 1.
It is? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Man, that port is really interesting. Let me tell you. there's a lot. I did say a lot about it on our book club that we did on it, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think you're gonna see Hellblade 2 on Switch 2 at some point, but I think you're gonna see a lot of Microsoft games on Switch 2 at some point.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it.
Um,
What else? Well, like, shit, it's like, I know, like, people would love to see Red Dead Redemption 2 on there.
I mean, it's rumored. It was it's they put Red Dead Redemption 1 on there and I mean, again, 360 game, but it has a Switch 2 native port and it runs at 4K 60 on Switch 2,
Mhm,
which is like crazy.
mhm.
Um, Man, what would I like to see
Mm,
modern games on Switch 2?
yeah, I just ran through games, like, on in my Steam library that I could think of.
I mean, I would this is a dumb thing, but I wouldn't even fit on the hard drive or on the SSD inside the Switch 2, but I would love to see Destiny come over. I want a portable version of Destiny so bad, to the point where, like, I almost bought a Portal at one point, like a PlayStation Portal. Uh,
Why would you need to buy a PlayStation Portal when you can just buy a ROG Ally?
because it's $600 cheaper.
I said a ROG Ally, not ROG Ally X.
Okay, $300 cheaper. $250 cheaper as of April 2nd, because they're raising the price of the Portal by $50. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Um, Man, what would but games that would blow my mind. See, like, to me, like, Expedition 33, like, I think it looks amazing, but I don't think graphically intensive wise, it would, like, shatter Switch 2 owners by any stretch.
Mhm.
I mean, Resident Evil 9 is, like, the one that, like, blew my mind seeing on there. Like, and, the Star Wars Outlaws was another game that I played that has full ray tracing.
Cyberpunk is the one that blew my mind.
So, I mean, to me, like, we're already getting those games. It's more about, like, there are games that I like that I would love to see on Switch 2 that aren't there yet, more than, like, games that would blow my mind to see there. You know what would blow my mind, which is right now is a huge rumor, and, like, please take a whole gallon of table salt with this, but why GTA 6 has been delayed so many times because they're trying to optimize it for handheld PCs and Switch 2.
You know what? I I like the way you think because I feel like could be the thing. I feel like that could be the thing. But
Mhm.
also this is Take Two. So I don't know.
But Take-Two brings a lot of their stuff over to Switch and Switch 2. All the Borderlands games are there besides 4. XCOM 2 made it over, Civ 6 and 7 made it over. Um,
Uh, I guess. I
you know,
guess, but I just I
I didn't say they were great versions of those games, but they're on there.
well,
BioShock.
the main reason why I wonder about this though is because like, you know, they release for the consoles and then PC has to wait 1 to 2 years for the release,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know? So I don't know if they're taking it seriously. It would be nice to know that they are doing this,
Mhm.
but I think what they also need to take into consideration is gamers. Okay, maybe not when it comes to Rockstar games, but gamers are impatient. Like
Mhm.
we will forget your game exists even when you turn around and remind us, hey, it's coming out next week. We will forget your
Yeah.
game exists.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in a day and age now where the landscape of gaming has changed so much. And I think Nintendo is feeling that burn. Taking 2 years to release the follow up console to the Switch. Like
Mhm.
it's the landscape of gaming is changing not just for developing games and shipping games, but also what people are willing to put up with, and and that goes for like Chloe said, like optimization, as well as price to performance, um, price point in general, time it takes to get these games out. Like we talked about it on the Bossers podcast, like why are the Hallmark games that basically define the console cycles, why are they taking 5-7 years to come out?
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
we
you
used to
think
li-
about it, like Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, they haven't released a game on the PlayStation 5 yet.
wait, God of War. Wait, Ragnarok was a Ragnarok.
PS4 game.
Oh, there's a
Gorilla
PS5.
hasn't
There's a
released one.
PS5 edition. Oh, wait. When's the last time Gorilla? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I keep forgetting Horizon exists.
I mean, I just, like you think of some of people's favorite games on PS5, they're technically PS4 games,
That's the problem too.
or like remakes of PS4 or PS5, PS3 games. Like, I mean, The Last of Us Part 1, yeah, technically is a PS5 game, but it's a PS3 game, and
Yeah.
the bones were already there and they're using the Last of Us 2 engine. Like,
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote, you know, that was Sucker Punch's first game on this console. So, like, I don't know, man. It's just the games are taking way too long, and not like they're talking about next gen already, and it's like you haven't even finished this gen. Like, you haven't even like started this gen barely. So, and now your console costs $1,000 and or $900, and you want people to start thinking about next gen. No thanks. I'm not getting a new console. Like, I'm not getting the console that costs $800 or $900. No way.
You're right. Yeah. No. I hear you.
No way. So, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of these companies are going to start trying to optimize for handheld PCs and stuff and Switch 2 now because the sheer factor of them being affordable for normal consumers, instead of enthusiasts and rich people. That's my opinion. Even my dad started commenting on it today, and he doesn't know anything about games because it ran across the crawl on one of his business shows that he watches, right? Where like
That is
Sony's raising the prices of their PlayStation. They called it like the PlayStation 5 professional system of $900. I'm like, and he's like, does this PlayStation really cost $900? I'm like, starting on Tuesday, it is. He's like, oh, I didn't realize those were getting that expensive. I'm like, well, they're not supposed to be. So it's just funny. Even my dad's talking about it, and he just doesn't play games. Marcus D writes in, "What's up, Elite Block Agents? Retro gaming has always been a massive part of Nintendo. With the Switch 2 being backwards compatible, have either of you gone back and replayed the older Switch or classic NSO titles specifically to see that if they perform better or load faster on the new hardware? Are there any hidden gems that you feel get major second life on Switch 2?
I have been meaning to do that for a while now, and I literally have not because I want to see I want to see what the BioShock collection, how that plays on there.
Mm-hmm.
I Did you play? Have you played Three Houses on the Switch too?
I have, but the thing is like I played some of these games when Switch 2 came out or like various times since, but that patch where they allow you to play it's the boost mode. They added a boost mode
Mhm.
recently, and it allows you to play Switch 1 games in TV mode while in handheld mode. So like they run better, plus the hardware is more powerful, so they run even better. So, there's like a two times factor there.
I think
But y-
the one game that I kind of want to see on the Switch is Astral Chain.
mhm.
I think that's the one I want to see.
Yeah, I have played the all of Platinum's games that they've released. So the 3 Bayonetta games, Astral Chain, Nier Automata, they all run really well. Like I gotta tell you, man, Bayonetta benefited probably the most out of all those.
Bayonetta 3?
2 and 3.
Okay.
Um,
I don't feel Maybe I have to check that out because I don't feel like I had any arguments about Bayonetta 2's performance. Um, Bayonetta 3, I didn't even buy it, so yeah, like I would be curious about that one.
Yeah. So the thing is Bayonetta 1 and 2 are locked 60 on Switch 1, but they also run at less than 900p. So they're sacrificing that resolution to get that frame rate performance. But Bayonetta 3,
What are they running at? They're running at
they
810. If they're running at 810, 810 is fake 1080p.
no, they were Digital Foundry was clocking Bayonetta 1 at like 720p in some areas. I don't know if there were patches that have fixed it since then, but I do know that Bayonetta 1 and 2 when they released were having like sub 900p and some 720p performance, um
Okay.
whatever.
There's
But
that.
Bayonetta 3 has an uncapped frame rate, and it
Mhm.
the frames, this, but some people may not. The frame rate depends on the power of the console you're running on or your rig or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like some people were cracking it open and running it like at super high frame rates, but it it ran sub 40 in a lot of places.
Mhm.
But with the power of the Switch 2, like it does run at higher frame rates. So I think Nintendo Life put Bayonetta 3 on the top 5 Switch 1 games that benefited from the Switch 2 uh, hardware. So Three Houses was also on there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess for me, like NSO, I've been playing a lot of NSO this year, so I have gone back. GameCube specifically. I think that a lot of those games that people tried to collect for years and are just way too expensive now to try to collect, like Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I think you're going to see a lot of games get second life that way. The Pokemon game they just put on there, Gale of Darkness, is also one that collectors look for.
Mhm.
Um, so I think those games are going to get second life for sure.
At this point, brother, you would know more about it than I would.
Uh, but I've also been using it to catch up on my stuff, like talking about Metroid and Zelda and all those things, and Fire Emblem. I beat the GBA Fire Emblem earlier this year. So, all right. Our last question comes from Justin P. Through Twitter/X. Hey guys, Monolith Soft is famous for extracting absolute miracles out of underpowered Nintendo hardware. They've already given us a gorgeous definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles X. There's a Switch 2 upgrade recently, although I know people didn't really care for that Switch 2 upgrade. My question is, what do you think Monolith Soft's next brand new built from the ground up IP is going to look like on this new console? If they could do what they did with the original Switch, my brain cannot comprehend what they will pull off on the Switch 2.
Neither can mine.
I
Corey,
mean,
this is completely your wheelhouse on this one.
this is actually a question for Ed. Ed's the one that's played all the Xenoblade games. I've only dabbled
What do you mean you've
in
only
most of them.
dabbled? You come off like a hardcore Xenoblade Chronicles person.
Who? Me?
You,
How? Where?
you're
Why?
always talking about playing these games. You're always talking about looking forward to these games when they come out. Like,
I am looking forward to playing them someday. Maybe. No, I've played all of them. I've just never finished them.
Corey, you're exhausting.
I know I am. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible Nintendo fan.
You, sir, you.
I know.
No, I didn't say you're a terrible Nintendo fan. Like, you know, this is coming from a non-fan.
But they did develop the open worlds for both Zelda games, and so here's the thing: their next IP is not gonna. Their next game is not going to be a new IP.
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna be the
It's
next
going to be
Xenoblade
Xenoblade
Chronicles.
Chronicles 4 or Xenoblade Chronicles X2.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next Xenoblade Chronicles game.
Um, so
I think they're
that's one thing.
I think they're playing very safe, which safe is a nice place to be, especially right now in this day and age of the video gaming landscape. Like hell, like they take a swing and Nintendo might be like, you're not invited back to the dinner table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean we've talked about their game other than Xenoblade. At one point, they were working on something other than Xenoblade, but uh, they've made a giant expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a definitive edition of 2 games, and a third game since then. So, something tells me they're not going to make that new IP anytime soon. They have they earned it? Sure, they have. But also, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is one of Nintendo's best-selling RPGs of all time.
Yep.
So it would be dumb of them to not capitalize on that. So that's my opinion. Also, Ed swears that they have left it open for a 4th game. And from what I've heard, Xenoblade Chronicles X, the extra content they've put in this definitive edition, has also tied it back into the mainline series. So
what's the mainline series?
The numbered games.
Oh.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is like a weird spinoff.
Oh, okay.
But the content that they've added in this definitive edition has tied it into the mainline games to the point where like they need to make a game that ties these 2 series together now. Is probably going to be your next game.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right, well there you have it, because I don't have anything I can say on this. Like this one's not my wheelhouse, unfortunately.
They do need to make a definitive edition or a Switch 2 edition of at least 2 and 3, in my opinion. So get on that. Chop chop. You know what we need to do, LeRon? We need to get out of here. This is a short episode of Nintendo Pow Block. Sorry, guys, we didn't quite hit that 3-hour mark.
This is short because this is long.
This is our shortest episode in probably 3 months.
Okay,
actually.
Yeah, this is long based off of how we perform on the Boss Rush podcast.
I know we're efficient, LeRon, on the Boss Rush podcast. We are not efficient here.
Hey, I feel like we were pretty efficient tonight, though.
We definitely were something. Everybody out there, thank you so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. You can catch us every week on Wednesdays on podcast services and YouTube. You can watch us live sometime over the weekend whenever Ed is off or LeRon has time to join me when Ed is working.
I think I might do this more often.
You should.
I didn't burst into flames.
It's true. You not yet. That happens. Let's see. That happens in about 25 minutes at midnight. If you're still talking Nintendo by the next day, you're gonna.
I have had to go to the bathroom for like the last 30 minutes though. So
I know I actually kind of have to.
So that shows my level of dedication right there.
LeRon's dedicated to holding his pee while he talks Nintendo. That's new.
That's an achievement.
It's something. Speaking of achievements, everybody out there, remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you listen. Like the video, leave us 5-star rating and a nice review. Leave a comment. Send us your questions at nintendopowblock@gmail.com. We really appreciate it. And LeRon, I appreciate your time tonight. It's very rare we get to talk about Nintendo this, but
yeah, Nintendo for longer than 15 minutes. Yeah.
I usually try to stray away from the Nintendo topics on the Boss Rush podcast because the show exists, and if people want that content, they can come here. Mm-hmm. But
no, it makes sense. It's logical.
I thought so, but who knows? Who knows what people think out there?
No, keep it here.
Yeah. Yep. We're going to keep it here. Anyways, everybody out there, thank you so much for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
So long.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Francisco Santillan, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., and Fitzpatrick. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.